Okay, we're live.
We're live and we're early.
We're not early. We're just here on time. We're starting up. Welcome to the stream. We have some people already patiently waiting. One-Eyed Cat, Buff Del Campo is here. I'm Kim of Kim Fixes Things. Tavo is here from all the way around the world. Bruce Culchin looks like he might be not be able to keep his eyes awake from sleeping.
His eyes look like they're awake, and then they look like they're asleep.
Then he looks like so he's trying to stay awake. And One-Eyed Cat, I hope you were able to duck the sound because we don't sound anywhere near as good as Adele. And yeah, you would be not liking us hitting you. Welcome to the stream. I am Kim of Kim Fixes Things. I said that already, but I'm doing my intro again. You can find my channel elsewhere on YouTube where I work on cars and try and fix things, sometimes with success and other times just haphazard mess and failure, and it's supposed to be fun. So you're allowed to enjoy my the pain that we experience. And Buck Del Campo is the namesake of the channel, and he will be here to entertain you the whole time. But we will also be working on the Dart because we have a big event coming next week and we're trying to get it ready. JB is a new subscriber from Texas. Don't get to sit on many live streams due to work, so I'm happier than a raccoon in a corn crib with the dogs tied up in here to be here. All right.
Well, you know what,
great.
JB? A lot of times we come on 10th, you're Texas, 10 Central. Well, you could be Central Time. I've driven across Texas many, many times. So out there in West Texas, I know you're Mountain Time, but I don't know where you are. But yeah, we're in here many times. We come up the shop in the evening, 10 o'clock, we go live. So you're welcome here anytime. I interrupted you, Kim, but I wanted to
That's
get that
okay.
out.
Paul Pajui,
Chewy.
is here. God bless you. Is here, and welcome to the stream. All right, so we have set up yet another new camera, and this one is supposed to actually do what we want. So check it out. You now have a Buff Del Campo cam and a Dart cam. Oh, can't see me.
Cam Del Campo.
Point to the Dart cam.
And Cam, okay, let's see if I can get this right. Oh, I don't know which way I go. Kim, I don't know how to do this. It's not a mirror.
Oh, it's not. It's confusing.
It's really confusing. There is a Dodge Dart that's actually way over there, but she's got a really good camera set up looking at the engine compartment where, I don't know, she might have something planned.
We have some stuff to do. Okay, I'll bring us back to the, but anyways, we're going to be able to show you what we're doing. So if we walk away from the stream, we won't be able to respond as well to comments, but we will be able to show you what we're doing with any luck here. And I'm going to back this car up like all the way. You're going to hate it.
Oh, what, you're going to back it way up so I can't walk through there?
Nah, I'm going to have to leave room to open the drawers and the... Anyways.
Oh,
so...
JB says he's in Austin. I've been there a few times. You know where I was? It was not too far from there. Is Fort? I can't think of it. What's the? I was going to tell you, but I'm old and I forget things. It's where the first cav is. My son was in the first cav for quite a while, so in the army there, so I spent some time there. But it's a pretty cool place. Yeah, good. Glad you're on the same time zone. You know, we really have an international show here. Like Dean Stevenson's in New Zealand, and Tavo's in Australia, and we have people stop in here almost every night we're on. Somebody comes in from Ireland and India, and Canada, of course. So yeah, it's a worldwide show.
Yeah, we make a lot of friends. Olive is here, and yeah, we tricked you, Olive. We started 5 minutes early or something like that.
Well, you know what happened. John Wilburn had a show on, and right at the end, I just said we'll be up in an hour, and I'd already put the thumbnail up, and then we were ready a little early, so we turned it on. No, not Fort Knox.
We had stuff to do. We have to just get it rolling. Keep it rolling.
Yeah, JB, Fort Hood. My son was at Fort Hood for a while. So I went down there. I spent some time there, and you know what we did? My favorite thing, we went out to Mexican restaurants around there. So many good Mexican restaurants in Texas. Okay, back to Kim. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting. Oh, and
Mexican Spec is entered
here.
the stream. Welcome to the stream. I was out here polishing the rear bumper, getting the rust out. And then I put some wax on the rear deck, but it doesn't make any difference because the paint is gone. So I'm not waxing anything more because it doesn't help. And I scrubbed the front hood to get the, because the trees drop these little spots that are really hard to get off. So I got that. But I'm leaving the gum on the roof because there's no paint anyways. So why uncover it? Internet sensation.
Oh, and I didn't mention Mexico because Mexican Spec's in here. So he's a little south of where you are.
Well, that's like
Jamie.
America, at least.
Well, it's North America, yeah, of course. Well, yeah, we have Mexico and Canada, though. There are Canadians in here and Mexican people in here.
So since it is a live stream, we aren't going to talk all about us. We'll talk about you and what's going on with you. If you are a content creator, because we have lots of friends who are content creators, you're welcome to talk about what you're working on, your projects, and your content that you're creating, because we are not like some channels, they don't want you to talk. That's like passe. You're not allowed to talk about what you're doing or your new video or anything like that. We're fine with it. Go ahead.
One-eyed cat.
What's that?
Kim, you bringing the van this year again? I got my Sharpie ready. Oh no, we're gonna have my Mazda. People are gonna sign my Mazda.
They can sign the putty.
The putty, yeah. No, I don't know. No, we don't. We decided not to take the van. Just isn't a reason to do that.
We are hopeful that we don't need the van. The only reason we'll bring the van is if we have to bring the dolly to bring the Dart back home.
I'm not towing an empty dolly there and an empty dolly back.
So
it's wide, and it is a pain to go down the road without hitting things.
Yeah, our plan is to bring the Dart and his Mazda, because his Mazda gets really good mileage. It's just get in and drive. It's simple. It's quick. Right now, I need 2 days just to clean the van out to be ready for an event. And
the van is a collect-all all year. We put tools in, take a couple out, put more tools in, and there's an engine in there,
propped up against the back door, and there's a transmission in there, and it's just like it's like a big project just to clean it out. So unless we need it,
we could take an extra Slant 6 with us. It's already in the van.
I've thought about taking a couple of these transmissions to see if I can sell them.
Oh, geez. As soon as you sell one of those, you'll need it.
That's why
you've got engines to connect to those. Yeah, you've got engines to connect to those.
There's problems, but yeah.
Yeah, Landon's here. Oh, man. Yeah, pretty good crowd tonight.
Yeah, welcome to the stream. So glad you're all able to stop in and say hello. Maybe you can stick around for a while. So the two big things on our card for this car, because the fuel system is good now. I think the fuel system is good.
Fuel system's great. It doesn't leak and it works well. And your repair of all the little stuff in the fuel gauge system, none of it was working right. You know, there's a gauge, there's a regulator, there's wiring, there's a sending unit. None of that stuff worked right. And she got it all working right. And that gas gauge works so well.
We've got it calibrated and everything. It goes up and down. When I go around turns, you can see it go up and down around a turn. So, it's kind of doing something in there, and that should keep us from running out of gas again. Although now that the tank doesn't leak, we can put more gas in it and not be so worried.
See, and I'm a pilot, so we don't pay attention to gas gauges. We pay attention to fuel burn, time, and all that kind of thing, because you can't trust gas gauges. But you can trust fuel burn and time and all that. So I was telling her, just pay attention to your fuel burn and the time you're driving. But no, she fixed the whole gauge system.
Landon says,
it's pretty good.
Landon says, I think my drone is hunting Ari.
Oh, geez. Are you the one that
I don't think the batteries would last that far. And the other reason we don't bring the van is because I'll show you the mini bike. We have consolidated the mini bike.
We decided not to bring the mini bike.
Don't tell them that.
Maybe she. Maybe she is gonna bring the mini bike. Okay, I don't know. Geez, I messed her stuff up.
Yeah. Here's the mini bike.
Oh,
Here's this year's mini bike entry. We ran out of time, so
where's that
mini bike is.
other camera you can swing down into that box?
It's okay.
She's got a box full
I
of
need
mini
this. I probably need this. This is going for the. We need to fix the positive crankcase ventilation system because it's got excessive blow by. It's causing us issues.
Hey, Kylie, good evening.
Oh, this is going to be important. Hang on to that for me.
Oh, that's a cute little filter.
Yeah.
What kind of filter is this?
That's our idle air bleed.
It's got red goodies in it. What are those red goodies?
I don't know.
They're
Plastic.
they're like something that's supposed to be in there. Oh, okay.
Trauma at every turn. My gas gauge is a broom. You can't stick a broomstick in this one.
You know, I was able to get. See, we had a leak. You know how leaks are. They're right after you fill the tank. So she'd put about 3/4 of tank plus some, almost a full tank, and it started leaking. So we brought it in the shop, and I grabbed a siphon hose, one of those click, 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 click siphon hoses, and I had that thing emptied into 3 gas cans in a matter of minutes. But it's because there was a nice straight shot to the gas tank from the filler neck that I was able to do that. So we might be able to use a broomstick.
Anybody remember my mini bike supercharger project?
Oh, geez.
There's the supercharger.
That's how I met you. Because Uncle Tony told me about that.
It's
So I had to go find
That's
out
a
about
custom piece. It's M55 mini bike supercharger.
My tank is not packed, JB. Oh, you're not the only gas leak problems. My Aztec decided to spring a leak on top of the gas tank on Tuesday. I get to fix it this weekend. You know, I've never had an Aztec apart. I've seen them all over the place. I like the looks of the front end. I don't really like the way proportions look funny on them. But, you know, now they're old enough that I am starting to like them. But I've never been into one at all. I don't even know how to get the gas tank. I don't even know where the gas tank
Is an
is.
Aztec old enough to be having problems like that? Or is it something that... Is it some kind of problem?
What were they? Early 2000s?
Oh, man.
I'm not sure.
That's kind of old enough, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, 20 years. I know, 2000 seems like yesterday to me, but it's not. 2000, I was still going to work every day. Long days at work.
One Eye Cat says the factory value gauge doesn't work. I carry 3 gallons and a squirt bottle. Yeah. Good funnel.
That looks like the filter I just changed on my pressure washer. I bet this came from a pressure washer. Looks like something you'd have.
It's just a small engine air filter, but I want the air bleed to have a filter so nothing gets sucked in there.
Doesn't smell like anything.
Good. Shouldn't. Yeah. This jack shaft would have won me the monkey bike class this year, but I just don't have time to put it together. I'm disappointed, but also...
A monkey bike's not that important. It's important if you have a monkey bike there and you run around the pits with it. And then you can go race your monkey bike.
We just don't have the space. Next year we'll do it, Ray.
Dean Stevenson, you got me again. IAB, IAC, IAEC. Ooh, man.
ICA.
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
Not YMCA.
I
don't know what he's doing. It's like the filter I just changed. My factory Valiance gauge not work. I carry 3 gallons and a squirt bottle. Yeah, that's kind of how I... Oh, man, I ran out of gas one time in an airplane because I didn't change the... I didn't switch tanks. And it was at night, and I was only like at 2,000 feet. And that engine went boom. It's
I gotta
like...
check the other
As
view real
soon as that happened, I knew what happened. I swapped tanks, like, real quick. And that engine came alive again. I was like, oh, man.
Sorry,
That's the only time I ever run out of gas in an airplane. It was only momentarily. What are you doing? It's very distracting.
I'm
sorry. What is that?
Tell me when it works again, please.
Oh, let's see here. John Wilburn's here. Good evening, John. Once again, I just saw you a little while ago. Kim's over there messing with the camera, so we have blankness. We have nothing, Kim.
Just a second.
Got me. You got no video here. We just okay. Well, connected to 4K compatible TV. We got a little thing that looks like the beginning of the video, but no video. Kim, what are you doing? Not working. No, bring me back. Can I just switch to scene 3?
Yeah. I need to know when it comes on.
Okay, because when you were on whatever you were on, it was not working at all. Okay. Hello. I got to get back to chat. John Wilburn, what's left to do on the Dart? We got to get a catch can for the PCV system because it drips a little bit. We don't want to be somebody oiling a track down. We have to change the oil because we want to do that before we leave, and we're going to drain the coolant and put water. And I have some anti-rust, like a little bottle of something. I may put that in there, but I may not. I think that's about it. I don't know what Kim's doing. She's messing around.
It was working earlier. What the heck happened?
Well, it's not working now.
Okay, dokie.
Something's wrong. Okay, I'm getting behind in the chat. I'm sorry because I'm paying attention to Kim's whatever she's doing. I'm hyped up until next week. Thank you. That's when I get. Oh, you got video now. We can see the under the hood of the Dart.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
There's that little filter. Did I take it? Not.
I set it here.
Okay.
I didn't want it to roll away.
Thank you. Oh, okay. We're gonna install that.
Let's see. Do you see what's I've been working on likely plutonium 244 and iron 60 position in the galaxy in the last 10 years. JB mine is a 2001 a GT I picked up for $200 7 years ago. That's a kind of car I like, and it's been a great car. It even has all the original accessories: the tent, the mattress, seat covers, backpacks. You know, I remember when all that stuff came out, and I was in Ohio then, and I remember real well, and I remember all that all those accessories. And the only time I ever saw the accessories was within the ads. I never actually saw any. A good friend of mine had the Buick one, which was called the Rendezvous, and so I rode in that one a couple of times. Expect not the last of the year, just the last of the season before Sykes, and I'll be live on Fridays. Hello, John. Hi, John. And yes, it works. Kimbergini. This is the season I'm trying to catch up. I'm trying to catch up. What's this Hello Darkness? Who's Darkness? Darkness. I'm not sure. Ray, what's Hello Darkness? Can I take over the live again? Oh yeah, Dean took over the live. Took over John's live when John went blank. And now we go blank and Dean wants to take over. Yeah, but we already got control of it. I was doing John Wilbur's, yep. John Wilbur, my old friend. Buff Del Campo. You've taken over again. Okay, now that's why I've caught up. I'm sorry, I was like way behind. Kim, are you nervous about driving the Dart that far?
No, I finally feel good about it.
I don't know if you heard that. She says she feels good about it. Technology is great, isn't it? Technology is great, isn't it? Well, see, I have this 2016 Mazda, and it always drives. It's always reliable, except sometimes it doesn't start. And that's
some of the computer stuff's a pain in the butt.
Sometimes there's a drain on the battery, but sometimes it'll go months without a drain on the battery.
If it doesn't start one morning, I mean, we'll be okay.
So that happens. But all this other stuff, the infotainment and the cruise control, and yeah, it never quite ever worked right.
Welcome, Tommy. I know he already said welcome, but
I'm trying to catch up, man. I'm like, man, I was in a live tonight, another show, and it was scrolling by so fast that they were hitting about every 100th line. There were over 1,000 people in that live. What way to spend late Friday night. I don't even know I don't even know what day it is. It's Friday. I guess it is, because Sean was on.
It is Friday, and we only have a couple of days left to go. We gotta do it.
Dean is a time traveler. Dean, we expect you, if you're a time traveler, we expect you to be at Sykeston. Just show up. Pow, you're there. And then, pow, you're back in New Zealand. Walking over your bridge again. Taking pictures of the interstate.
He's a time traveler. That's not the same as
well, yeah, but if
distance travel.
Well, it kind of is.
How is it?
Well, I don't know. I think it is.
Dean, do not ruin our days. We need all the days we can get.
Paul, I've come to talk to you again. I heard of her. Oh man, I am lost here.
I want to talk.
Okay, go ahead.
You guys asked, am I nervous about driving the car? No. I've driven it into town a couple of times, and I feel, even at night, I feel pretty confident in the car. I'm getting more comfortable with the clutch because I haven't driven a stick in a long time. And the 3-speed, it's just like, there's only 3 speeds. It's pretty quick.
3 speeds.
Yeah, it's not like there's a lot of gears to miss or anything like that. And I almost put it in a reverse the first day when we were trying
you think it changed into a 4-speed? You're gonna go into first up here?
Yeah, I was trying to go in first, but it was reverse. So that was the first day. So we've got that out of the way. And
you about backed into somebody.
Yeah, man, right like.
I go like, what are you doing?
Within a quarter mile of the house, I almost just backed right into somebody at full throttle. But yeah, she's running reliably. She idles fine. She doesn't overheat. Everything seems to be doing the stuff that it should do. And now that we have a fuel gauge, I know that we're not going to run out of fuel anywhere. The tires have all been rotated and inspected, and the rear end, the brakes it's all, we've had hands on everything. And when you get in, now that we put the idler arm, when you point it in a direction, both wheels point where they're supposed to go. And it doesn't feel, because before the idler arm, it felt like you're going this way, and it was just like, is this tire ever going to catch up? And then it would take a set really bad. It was nerve-wracking trying to go straight down the road. I feel like on the highway, I just point it where it needs to go and just go.
I'm just saying hi to Tommy. He's in Ireland, and that's why he says it's Saturday. And I just want to say good evening because he just popped in. So go ahead.
I appreciate so many people being here during the lives when we're out here working and keeping us company. It's nuts. It really helps. It's encouraging because sometimes it just feels like it goes on and on and on. But no, it doesn't. It's all right. Oh, it's not so bad. The hardest thing for me has been getting used to the fact that I cannot go back into first. Like once you're in second, the only thing you can do is stop or go fast again. Like I want to be able to go into first so I can just zip back out into. I don't know. It's just weird. But she's a good car. She's a good car. If we needed the trailer or the dolly, we would just do that. But the last couple of weeks, we've just been becoming more and more confident and sorting smaller and smaller, finer and finer details. And it's yeah, it feels good.
Imagine having an older Toyota Hilux. They are right-hand drive. I knew that, with a 5-speed on the column. Are you kidding me? I hope it's on this side of the column and not this side. I had no idea they had 5 speeds on the column. I've driven 3 speeds on the column. I've driven one 4-speed on the column. Maybe two 4-speeds on the column. But, yeah, that's 3-speed on the column. Was like, that's what you had if you were poor when I was young. Everybody had them, So, now it's like something cool again.
Yeah, Mexican spec. There's no synchros into first. There never was. It's the cheap transmission.
Oh, and that's something else Kim would do is try to go into first just before she stops. And I go, don't put it in first. Just stop. Now she gets it She stops and then puts it in first. You never, I mean, if you're almost stopped, you just let the clutch out in second and start rolling again. It's, especially with gears in this thing, it's geared plenty low enough. It's going to go.
38 POS. Did I say hello? I don't think I said hello
Well,
to you.
he's been in here for a while. It's something he said a minute ago, a couple of minutes ago, was it won't, the new technology won't fail if you don't have it installed. You know, when I bought that Mazda, I bought one of the lowest level, you know, least, what do you call it? Least option cars, and it still had a lot of stuff on it. And there's a couple of annoying things. My least favorite is the little electric parking brake. Twice I've had that thing just uncommanded lock up the rear wheels. Both times I was going about 25 miles an hour, so I slid to a stop, but hasn't done it in a long time. I hope it never does it again. I wish it just had a cable and a zzz.
I wish mine had an emergency brake.
Paolo said, you got full synchro box in 66. No, we didn't get it till 70.
And 38 POS says, Kim, you can speed match and then you can shift to first. Yeah, you're right. I could rev it up until they were synchronized. It's
why bother? You're almost stopped.
Yeah, you just stop. You're right though. You could do it. Technically, you could match the in and RPM to the speed of the. I understand that that's a thing, but just I learned.
JB says the shifter's on the left. You're kidding me. It's a 5-speed over here. Oh, that 5-speed on the column over here. See, when I worked for the military a lot throughout my life in the military and as a civilian, and there was a location we had a bunch of Toyota Hiluxes, and we had a hard time getting parts for them because we didn't have that model in the U.S. So we really struggled to get pieces and parts, and sometimes we'd run across the border into Mexico. And sometimes we just had to order stuff and wait forever, or just park the truck, A lot of trucks had that a lot. The Mexican cars also had it that way in the early 70s. Really? Yeah, you can bring up the RPMs to go into first, but, I mean, you're rolling at what, half a mile an hour when you're ready to do that? Just stop. Put it in first. And the car's geared low enough, so if you're in second and you want to keep rolling like the light turns green, it's red and you're coming up, slowing down, just step on the gas. It's plenty of torque. It just drives way to right away in second, no problem. I went up a hill and passed a truck in that car that day I drove it, and I was in high gear. I was in third. Just went around the truck, no big deal. I was probably going 40 or 45, and it just went around it, no problem. Because it's got, what, 345 gears, and that's, it's a torquey old slant 6.
But this one.
Yeah.
And that engine is so.
Well, it's a worn out engine. That engine is worn out, but it drives.
It blows so much.
It's
so much blow by.
It's got some blow by. But you know what? You know what? It runs good enough. We could take it to No Name Nationals. That's what we wanted to do with it, and it'll drive there. And I'll be in the Mazda with a jack and some tools and some extra tires and things. And then, you know what'll happen? The Mazda will get stuck, and we'll have to come back in the dark to get the van and the tow dolly.
That's a crazy prediction. Why would you?
Well, it's just how things are,
Well, it could happen.
Let's see. Dean, didn't GM sell Opel for a couple of bucks as it was losing so much money? I'm not sure what that's about. JB, when my sister first moved to Australia, she had a right-hand drive 85 Pontiac Grand Am with a 5-speed. She couldn't get the hang of it, so she sold it and got a right-hand drive 92. But yeah, I can see you. 92 Bonneville SSEI. I never had trouble shifting a car when I was in England. It just didn't seem like a big deal. Of all the weird things in England, having the rear view mirror up here and down here, I don't know why that messed with me, but And there were a couple things that just hit me by surprise in England that I figured it out. Went into a construction area, and they relined where the lines on the road where you're supposed to drive, and they put them in green. Well, I figured that out just in a second, just getting the green lines, and that was, I don't know, it was easy. I And the other things that seemed weird in England was I went through a drive-through at a McDonald's, which was backwards. Just seemed weird, but of course that put the person over here, the window on my side. That was a little weird, but I don't know. Why was I going in a McDonald's in England? Go all the way to England to go to a McDonald's? Okay, I gotta get caught up. Continue synchromesh. You're the one who makes better days. So let's get driven. I don't know. He's Dean Stevenson going on about something there.
Oh, I said I was going to back this car up.
Love the torque aspect. Well, I got a feeling this engine isn't going to be in here forever. She'll probably put, she'll either rebuild a slant or rebuild this slant or put one of her LA engines in it. I don't know. We come back. We got other products. We're going to do the aluminum car first, I hope. I love oddballs like that. Here in Texas, I found a 66 Impala SS with 396 and 3 on the tree. That was base transfer. That's amazing. Oh, I'm not sure, Kim. I'm not looking. I'm trying to. I am really not keeping up with the cat tonight. Ship big rigs like that. After you start out, you don't use the clutch. Just little on the gas pedal. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I can ship like a 4-speed. I can just let it. I don't know why in the trucks like a pickup. I don't know. I could always shift without a clutch, except coming downhill, like into a really low gear. Use the clutch or just stop. Mexican Spec. Did you see the 66 Caprice I posted? Somebody put in the drivetrain from a 97 Mexican truck. Console had a blank where the shifter would normally stick up. Oh, that's weird. Console with a blank, and then the shifter was on the column. It's got the overdrive working in this 38 PS. I just got the overdrive working in the blue one this week. Dang, I forgot how much I like those. What is the old electric overdrive that has the like in the 50s they had the planetary gears on the back of the transmission? We're out tube, but it runs when called into service. Call her my wallflower. What is that? That's the you have a slant as well, One-Eyed Cat? I would have ordered something like that just to see how it came. And I remember when I was in high school, there was a nearby town, and they had a 66 Chevrolet station wagon they used to move their people around, like to ball games and stuff. And it had a 427 in it. It was like a 390 horse 427 with a automatic on the column. I remember seeing that station wagon around all the time, and 427 logos on the fenders. Thought that was amazing that a high school had that. You see when it goes clockwise. It sucks. What goes clockwise? I missed something. I missed it, but now I just saw it. Oh, okay, so JB's looking at your Mexican Specs cars. Aren't we beyond help? That's why we're here. Oh, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're our only hope. Land on Custom Classics. I miss my Opel GT. You had an Opel GT. I always wanted one of those. But for some reason, I like the Manta better. But I always liked the Opel GT. Man. Dean Stevenson. I used to go through in my left-hand drive Mustang. Then get my wife to order from the passenger seat. Yeah, where you got to reach. I suspect if you can find a column from a floor shift car and get rid of the factory lever, it can be made to look like the factory thought it would be. Kim, you okay over there?
Yeah, why not?
You're making big banging noises and going, ow.
Can't
You know,
see
I'm
what's
looking
happening?
I'm looking over there to see what's happening. Now I realize I can just look at the screen and
Can
see.
you not see what's
Yeah, everybody can see you, including me. I don't know why I'm looking over there. I could just look at the camera. Tommy the Romans never conquered Ireland.
Which side is the oil plug on? The back!
What side? She goes, what side is it on? And then you hear her, she goes, oh, it's on the back. The back side.
Sons of... Oh, I gotta put...
Okay, and then 38 PS, that's great. He said, yep, that's a system. Man, my father had a 57 Ford station wagon with a Y block and a three speed on the column with an overdrive. That's the first car I drove. And it had drive. The linkage was so nice. And then when you push that T handle in, it just go clunk into overdrive. And it had 411 gears in the rear end. But when you put it in overdrive, work it out, it comes to 288. So it cruised down the highway so nice. And, but it also drove real nice with 411s, you know. Yeah, I'm going to try to catch up with this when I get a factory slant as well. Yeah, okay, you do have a slant. Still push button. Top off the fluids and go. Yep. My Opel was bright orange. Weren't they all bright orange? I guess not. The very first Opel GT I saw, I was on my paper route, and I was about probably 13 or 14 years old. And it was a block away from where my paper route was. And I looked down the street, and I saw it, and I thought, what is that thing? And that's when the 68 Corvette was a new car. Man, I pedaled my bicycle down there so quickly. It was a bright orange Opel GT. And I thought that was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. If they'd had smartphones then, I would have been taking pictures of it. I got a picture of it in my mind. It's still there. Tommy Hanlon, I asked a historian friend of mine about that. Those said the Romans did come here. And so when did they stay, conquer the rest of Europe? Yeah. Why would they? In a truck, the shifter has to be taller so you can reach it from a taller seat. Yeah, I like the Manta. Man, the Manta was... I would love to have a Manta, but you know the problem with the Mantas now? They're freaking old, and nobody took care of them, and when you find one, it's like there's trees growing through it, you know? Kim, that's a heck of a jack. You know, there's a story behind that jack.
That is a heck of a jack.
I bought that jack because it goes up 41 inches. I could put my big stands under my Corvette, and I'd use a little jack to jack up high enough to get that jack under it, but I could get my Corvette up 41 inches. I could sit under it and work on it. Then I lent this jack to a friend of mine. He didn't bring it back. And I was really upset with him. And I told him I wanted it back. And he goes, well, he lent it to another guy. He goes, I was in Yuma. He goes, you can go up to Phoenix and get it from him. I'm like, no. You go to Phoenix. You lent it to somebody else. You go get it. So it was a week or two before I got it. And the back wheels were broken. And the jack portion was all rolled over like this. And those, I don't know what you call those secondary arms, they were all bent over. And there were C-clips missing. I was so upset. And then I had, I fixed it all. But the back wheels, I'm losing my voice. But the back wheels, I could never get steel wheels. So that jack has urethane casters on the back, on the jack end of the handle side of it. So when you jack up real high, the weight starts going on those. So I'm really careful with that jack now. Okay, let's see how Corvette seats from. I'm sorry, I'm losing the chat. No block of wood on the jack. I guess she didn't put a block of wood on the jack. Man, my other jack had a rubber thing on it, but it's gone now. I replaced it once, but now I can't get another one. Okay, I'm going to skip down on this chat. It's disappearing.
Alright guys,
That's a
sorry
real-
about the camera camera's gonna have to move a little.
She's moving the camera around.
It's gonna move.
And a custom class. I emailed you a pic of my Opal a while back. Okay, did I show it? I don't know. If not, I'll look back and see. Because on Tuesday nights we do show everybody cars. And I don't know. Tuesday night this week we're gonna cut it a little bit short. We might do an hour or something Tuesday night because we're leaving in the morning on Wednesday for No Name Nationals. It's like looking at the rear view camera in the new cars. I got a hard time driving my sister's truck. I kept looking in the mirrors and turning my head around to see out the back. Let's see out back. Have you guys heard about what is happening here? What's happening there? Great Britain is the official collective name of England, Scotland, and Wales, and their associated islands. Does not include Northern Ireland. Yeah, we always said we were going to UK, and there's UK, Great Britain, England. We were supposed to know all the differences, and I really had a hard time with that because I didn't know their history real well. And one of the guys I worked with was a British Army officer, and his girlfriend was from Wales, and they give him a bunch of crap about that. They tease him about it. He'd laugh it off, but I don't know what that was all about.
Back in a second, guys.
You're leaving? Opals were commonly sold in Ireland. In the UK, they were usually Vauxhalls. Oh yeah, when I was in England, we had a rental car for a while that we used out where we flew at the airport. It was a Vauxhall. It looked very much like an American. The fit and finish on it was very much like an American, like a Malibu or something. But it wasn't a Malibu, but the same plastic kind of feel and the same. It just felt like a new General Motors stuff. That was in 09, so that was a while ago. So the Opals followed the West German name conventions. Let's see. Actually, oh man, I read about that. That is terrible. Let's see, he and his mother have not been out in household. What is this? A little while ago, the military captured a head guy from the Sinaloa cartel. Now 2 groups are fighting, and the violence is all over the place for about a week now, where my son lives. Oh man. In 2 days. 2 days is our Independence Day, and the celebration was canceled in that town. That is the capital of our state. That affects me because no buses are running south at this time. So if I do get a sale, I can't go get the car or bring it back.
How are
Yeah,
you?
man.
You got a view?
Yeah, you got a good view of the drain plug.
Look at that!
And I'm not. Oh, you smell like gas. What happened?
I just cleaned out the pan. I didn't want to.
Oh, you really smell like gasoline.
Well, I just
Okay.
poured gas to clean up the pan.
Okay.
You know how it's.
Yeah, I'm really trying to read this, and it's scrolling by quickly on me. That affects me. Okay, I already said that. Speaking of Corvettes, I might be picking up a 2005 6-speed convertible next week. Been sitting since 2014 though. Nothing wrong with that. JB, I like Corvettes. I had an 87 Corvette for 10 years, and I couldn't sell it. Nobody wanted the C4s anymore. And we had a pilot that they used to. I lived out in Yuma, Arizona, and at a flight testing stuff. Anyway, we had a pilot come in, and they weren't getting rental cars for everybody anymore, and he was struggling to get around. I gave him the Corvette. I still know the guy. He's going to put an LS in it. He said I could have the engine and trans out of it, which I really want. So Kim and I are going to have to go out to Phoenix, Arizona, and pick up that engine and trans at some point. Stay inside, stay away from that stuff. Yeah, we are, but everything will run out at some point. We're making plans on how to go get one if we have to. Mexico has states? Yeah, Mexico has states. Estados Unidos de Mexico, isn't it? I grew up on the street of the Irish distributor for Opel and Honda. So all their cars and bikes went through my street. Reg Armstrong was the guy who owned it. Reg or Reg? Armstrong was the guy who owned it. He was a race car driver. Crashed and died. The cartels are burning big rigs and Coca-Cola trucks to block the roads. Oh, man. My cat. Estados Unidos de Mexico. That's what it's called. That's exactly what I said. I knew it. I couldn't believe I did that off just, I can't remember anything. I remembered that. There are 32 Mexican states. Mexico actually called the United States of Mexico, except in Spanish. Yep. Estados Unidos de Mexico. I gotta get a cough drop. I'm getting a rough throat here. I'm sorry, everybody. This is my yellow bag. You're gonna have to watch Kim drain oil while I do this. They're probably already watching you. They're not paying attention to me. I'm just running my mouth. You're actually working.
How's it look? Let me know when it's done dripping.
Let's see here. Kim's doing an oil change. That's right. Kim's doing an oil change. 1980. Oh, man, I'm saying 69. See, I still live in the past. 1989 is way out in the future. Okay, my 1989 GMC has L98 TPI 350 in it. I just put a set of ultra rare 55-year-old motor wheel spider wheels on it over Christmas. You know what, JB? On Tuesday nights, and this Tuesday's going to be a little different, so it may not be this Tuesday, but in Tuesday nights after No Name Nationals, which is, what, week and a half from now?
Mm-hmm.
You come in our Tuesday night live, I do a show and tell. People send in pictures of their cars, their trucks, themselves, their shops, whatever, and we show them on a green screen behind us, and we shrink ourselves down real little off in the corner so we can see everybody's pictures, and that's kind of a thing we do, and that's our fun thing we do on Tuesday nights. And if you send us pictures, here you can send the pictures now. I'll just save them. I'm gonna put in can't talk and type at the same time. Here's my here's a link to my email, and then you could just send pictures to that, and then I'll show them in the on Tuesdays. Okay, drained antifreeze today, changing oil tomorrow. Well, we're doing it the other way around. We're changing oil today, draining the antifreeze.
There's not a line.
Yeah, there's the antifreeze is like at what, like 30% or something, but we're gonna dump it out, wash the system out, and then I've got some anti-rust stuff here. I may put, it's here somewhere. I may put a little of that in there, just to have it there, but we won't have any ethylene glycol in the system. Tommy says, hit the likes, please. Thank you, sir. Paul says, don't forget to change the filter, Kim. You'll be recovered by Tuesday? Yeah, of course. We're going to drive back on Sunday. So, yeah. We're only like 3.5 hours from there. So, and we don't set any speed records, you know. We just drive. We have these little radios. We talk to each other. We drive along. Yeah, JB. And if you use it, if your email has a different name other than JB, put a little note to me so I know who it is, because people send me pictures and then there's a name that I have no clue who they are. I think, whose car is this? So, yeah, if you can do that, that'll help. If I ever get one from you, have to tell me the deets for story sake. I really like the silver T-bird. Always wanted to make one like that. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Mexican spec talked to a seller, and he tried to tell me it was originally a BA car. Okay, yeah. Uh-oh, we're buffering. Are we buffering? I'm sorry. I don't know what to do about that. Anybody else having buffering problems? Buff is buffering. Kim uses my favorite kind of drain pan. The white wash basin. Yeah, but did you see your air cleaner?
Air cleaner's a black wash basin.
Air cleaner is actually a drain pan. It's flipped over, has a hole drilled in it. It was perfect.
He thinks that's the funniest thing.
It's perfect. I want to do one for my car. Except I'm going to turbo my car, so it needs a different thing. Yeah, we're going to turbo the Valiant. We'll put a... we've got the turbo and the intercooler and all that. It's just, I got another car I want to do first. That isn't that important to me. But we'll do it. Let's see. Tavo and me are Mexican stew. One-eyed cat. Dean Stevenson. I don't care about authenticity as long as I know what everything is. Oh, you're bringing us the oil? Why are you bringing us the oil?
I need you to do a chemical analysis.
A chemical analysis?
Yep.
It smells like old oil. Ooh. I got clean clothes on. You brought me old oil. Okay, let's see. Next, one-eyed cat got two Chinesium, 2 words, carb for this year. Surprisingly,
here, stick
they
your finger
run
in
not too bad. I want to stick my finger in there. Okay, I'll stick my finger in there. You know, we need to send this to Dean because he's the chemist and the material analysis guy. Here, smell my finger.
Oh, yes. We need smell-o-vision. All right, everybody. I'm going to get real close. Get up next to your screen.
Careful, you're going to spill this shit.
Okay.
Okay, can't say shit on here.
Where?
You can be sure that it has an extra thing. Okay. Bucktail Campbell, got it. Okay, good, thanks. You'll be fine. Drive 4.5 hour round trip to do my main shopping. Wow. You know, Tavo, you sent me a couple of emails and sent me some stuff, and I looked, and I found where you lived, and you're way out there. I kind of like that. I mean, I really like that. But yeah, if you got to drive 4.5 hours to do your main shopping, that can be a little bit of an annoyance. But you're doing it in a nice car. I bet you do it in that blue Ute. I'd love to do that in that blue Ute, but you know, we're spoiled. We drive up the street and there's a grocery store, you know. Buff, I posted an 86 Thunderbird that has a 302 4-speed. I think I saw that. Yeah, it said it buffered, but we're back. I'm going to post a 76 Volkswagen Safari in orange, of course. Yeah, they're all orange.
Yeah, you could turn the car cam back on.
Which is what? Scene 3?
Yeah.
Scene 3. You're back on scene 3. Oh, and you got your air cleaner off.
Yeah.
Gotta show everybody the air cleaner, but you took it off.
We've got some stuff to do with the air cleaner.
Today I posted a 82 Fairmont wagon, 302, 3-speed manual in dark green. Well, Fairmont's dark green. My wagon was dark white. No, it's just white. And my 79 Fairmont Futura was kind of a dark blue and primer. Right front fender was just black, so black primer. Keep it clean, guys. This is a G-rated live. No sticking your fingers in weird places. Stuck my finger in the oil. I'll have a pound of it. Behave, Buff. Hard to love a Fairmont. I love Fairmonts. They're fox bodies. How can you not like a Fairmont?
How's that picture?
Oh, it's a picture of just the engine. Yeah, it looks good. What are we looking at? When I worked on the radiator, I used one of those clear plastic bins that you slide under the bed from Walmart. They're about $6 to $7. They're big enough to catch everything. Oh, use one of those clear plastic bins. You know what I use? I use a kiddie pool. Kiddy. Not like a cat, but like
I
a
think
little.
it's IE.
Like, oh, Kiddie.
A children's swimming
A children's swimming pool. Those blue plastic things, you just slide that under the car and you will get all the coolant when it drains out. You just pull a hose and gush and it ends up in the pool. You know I know that? Because I had radiator shops. And I got tired of losing coolant all over the place. JB, I love that one of Kim's videos randomly come up on my YouTube suggestions. Y'all are more fun than a Labrador Retriever at a duck calling contest. So JB, that's how you found us. Is like one of the videos just randomly came up. That's pretty good.
Thank you for being here. We appreciate it.
I don't know if you can hear her. She's saying thank you for being here. Taos says next town over west has a general store with limited stock and small town prices, so I'd go there for small bits. You know, I used to live in a place in California that was out in the middle of nowhere, and the nearest store was a little over 20 miles away, and it was an old general store with wood floors, and they had a few canned goods, and they had a few of this and a few of that, and like a pair of jumper cables and some peanuts or something, and beer, well stocked with beer. You know how places like that are, well stocked with beer. But if I needed, something, I'd go there and get some canned food or something. But
I want to show
otherwise, I drive further.
on your screen. I'm gonna
Okay.
click back here. This is the problem that I'm having. This is my oil leak, believe it or not. See all that oil coming out of this? And this is the oil cap, and it's supposed to let air in when the PCV valve is sucking air out, but there's a lot more blow-by than the PCV can keep up with, and the carburetor that we have doesn't have a good port for positive crankcase ventilation. It's a really little port, and we need a big one. So I got a different one of these off another engine that has a port on the side, so we're going to make a catch can, so all this oil that's blowing out.
We don't have one of those with the port on the side? Or
I do. It's over at the house. I forgot it, but I'm going to go get it.
Okay.
So I'm going to be gone for a few minutes. That's why I gave you your screen back. It won't take me long. I just got to run over there in the dark. In the rain, in the dark.
So you can't take a camera.
Dark of night.
You can't take a camera with you.
No, we don't have a
wire that goes that long.
They're very difficult. They're very expensive to set up a wireless camera rig. That's coming.
Yeah, that's
coming.
I don't think we need to do that.
When we hit the big time, we'll become big YouTube stars. We'll get a wireless camera, so when I run over to the house to get a thing, you guys can get dizzy and see me shake like, you know. Or we'll hire a camera person to follow me around. Which, that sounds like a horrible job. I would hate to be the person to have to follow me around. Right now, that's you, but you kind of avoid that at all costs.
Follow you around.
Oh, man. All right, I'll be right back.
Okay, be careful. Hey.
What's up?
Where's your radio? My radio is off, and it's over. You know where I keep my flashlight?
Yeah.
Maybe you could...
Oh, you know what else we get to do today?
Get your radio and take it with you in case you need something.
We get to install stickers. Show them the stickers we're going to install.
Okay, so...
You got to decide where they're going to go.
Please get me the radio and take yours with you.
Radio.
My radio is in the flashlight compartment.
In the flashlight compartment. I hear something. Hello?
It's off.
Hello?
It's
Welcome
off.
To radio. Welcome to radio.
It's stupid Chinese radios. you turn them on and it goes, welcome.
Open to radio.
Open to radio. Does that make any sense? Somebody in China decided that was good English. Open to radio. Okay, so we're on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'll be back in a minute.
She can hear me. We have these little radios so around the property. They're perfect. And they've 2 watts with this little tiny antenna in the 140 megahertz band. They're good for a quarter mile on a really good day. 1/8 mile otherwise. Which is perfect for around here. Just perfect. Or if you got 2 cars going down the road, they're perfect. And nobody interferes with you because nobody can talk that far with these things. Let's see. We have to go get, okay, you guys talk to each other about cars. Do for a bit. If I got suspension mods, I want to go a bit meatier on tires. Racing Steelies. 1/2-inch alloy plate from a 1-barrel 4.9 Ford Big 6. Not sure what that's about. The big time, baby. Yeah, the big time. Man, I got a friend that's his channel's a little bigger than mine. He's got a couple thousand subs. He did one video like years ago, and it took off. His videos are all like small. And he says, I was talking to him last night on the phone. He goes, I'm still getting $1,000 a month from YouTube out of that video. So there's hope. There's hope. That was like 2 years ago. He's still getting $1,000 a month out of the video. And he goes, it's the worst video I ever did. That's pretty funny. Not going to tell you what he said. He was drunk when he did the video and it was terrible. He's still making money on it. Oh, man. I do a video once in a while that I think is terrible. And it does well. And I do another one that I'm sure is going to just hit the big time. And it has like 400 views in like 6 months. It's like, what? How did this happen? I should PVC, polyvinyl chloride. Those, I know, PCV, positive crankcase ventilation. I should PCV mine too. These valve covers just have enough dimple to vent. I grew up in the days of road draft tubes, and I just remember that smell, and that's how all cars, when I was telling Kim, the roads always had a dark spot down the middle of the road, because every car dripped. And, that's where the whole thing was. If you're riding a motorcycle, you're supposed to be on one side or the other, not going down the middle, but today's roads are pretty clean. Oh, okay. One has a thing, and the other doesn't have a thing.
Road drafts. So this came from a 67. So 1 year later, and they came up with this.
Oh, that came from that Valiant the guy had down in Nashville?
No, this came off of that
Something.
Barracuda that was over at Brandy's.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot. You went to a place where
I bought a motor, and it came off of that. So, there you go. For what I paid for the motor, this little jobby is worth it. Maybe not.
So, we're going to build a catch can.
This goes back into the Mopar cabinet of mystery, because we never know what we'll need.
So we'll put a catch can in line with the PCV system. And so then if there's any drips, they'll go in the catch can rather than...
All right,
catch can will be in line.
I'm going to video that for...
Video what?
Posterity. That what's going on with that.
What about the oil filter? I thought you had an oil filter. You thought you had an oil filter and you don't?
Changing out the majority of the oil is better than nothing.
Oh, wait a minute. I have an oil filter for my slant. Where is it? It would be the same filter.
Would, I don't know.
Well, Kim, we're not gonna change oil without changing the filter.
Alright, well, I'll make another round. I gotta record this. Alright, so.
Quiet on the set. She's recording.
You just can't keep up with the amount of fluid on this wind and oil is blowing out of so the air can go in and needs to be about supposed to drain it back. It's got too much wear on the rings.
RC Industries. He was here, did some videos with us.
Stuff. So,
We all know what this is. I have to be quiet on the set. This is a sticker she's going to put on the car.
Fits in the same place. But instead of it just allowing air to go in this way or that way,
Yeah, that oil. The thing I don't like about that oil is there's some gasoline in it. And that's really why I wanted to change it. I'm sure it's contaminated with fuel. And she said she thought she had a filter, but she doesn't. But I know I have one for my slant here. I know it's here somewhere. I'm looking to see. He puts stuff away so you never can find it. Too well organized. You got a couple of those shiny HRA stickers. You know what we didn't do? We got a banner. We haven't put the banner up. Because, I don't know, we're doing other stuff. We got to hang that banner up. We think we're going to put it up next to that Studebaker grill. Hang it up there. But we've been doing other stuff. No name national stickers on your Savoy. Man, I wish you're not that far. Well, actually, I guess you are. It's probably 1,400 or 1,500 miles or something. But Mexican Spec, man, we'd sure like to see you up there. It'd be so cool to see you come up there with a 63 Chevy. Or 60 Chevy, wrong. 63 Plymouth. I was thinking Plymouth. I don't know why I said Chevy. See, I have a lot of history with 63 Plymouths. Really like. Put that banner on the back of the car. It's kind of big for the back of the car. No, I think up there next to the Studebaker grill, between the Studebaker grill and the wood stove chimney, that's what that black thing is. I think it'd be nice up there. And we'll be able to see it from here. Could you hear me, Kim? I was trying to be quiet on the set over here. Talk low into the mic.
Great.
Talk low into the mic. I don't know if we kept anybody.
Did you say something you wanted me to hear, or did you?
No, I was saying most.
Good job.
Most of what I said was, I was talking about the oil, and the reason it's contaminated with some fuel, I think.
Yeah.
So I'd rather find that filter we have for my slant, because remember, I know we bought it that night. We bought the filter and the oil for my engine,
Well, we'll look
but we haven't
again.
changed it, so it could be in the
That's
Valiant.
right. Oh, it might be.
But you could have put it away, and you put stuff away really good sometimes.
Well, a lot of stuff has gotten moved. We made a lot of studio space.
Yeah.
And I
But
had
that
to
all-
move stuff around.
I
I'll look
would
again.
think that filter might be in the Valiant.
Well, there was a tray that was on this shelf that I took out of the middle of the garage, and I'm going to look in there. I didn't look in there, and I'll bet you that's a good place to stick it.
That 63 Plymouth has 4-something rear end gears. I can't go near a highway. Oh, man. Well, it'll go good. You know, I had a 57 Ford. It was my dad's 57 Ford, but I drove it. Not a lot, but I drove it. 411 gears. And it drove down the highway, and you could go about 55, and it was fine. But when you engage the overdrive, of course, you cruise along about 70 real nice, because that overdrive made it 488. But, or, I'm sorry, 288. But, yeah, 411. It's probably 410s, because that's what Chrysler's had, I think. Somebody tell me if I'm right or wrong. 410s was a Chrysler gear that came on manual transmission sometimes. I got them for toolboxes stuff. I'm not inclined to be flashy about stuff on cars at elsewhere. Yeah, my Jeep has a couple of stickers on it, UTG, and a couple others. Did I put the alien recovery vehicle on? I sticker that said something like alien recovery vehicle, and I have that on one of them. But yeah, most of my stickers are over here on my toolbox. You have a bird up there, bud. Bird. A bird. Like a lark or a T-bird? Trying to think what other birds there might be. Canary? Looking in the car is a good place. I used to do that a lot. Yeah, when we buy parts like for the I got all the parts from Mexican Spec from for the Valiant. They went right into the trunk, and then I had a little plastic container that had all the little connectors and all that stuff in there, and so I just kept it in there till I had them all installed. Would you fly upside down for a lark? Would you fly upside down for a... Well, Dean, I think down there you guys are always upside down, aren't you? You're like stuck to the bottom of the earth somehow. How do you not fly off the bottom of the earth? '72 doing a green one, Tim. There are a lot of interesting Dodge wagons here. They have the Diplomat front end with the Aspen wagon rear end. Yeah, I noticed stuff like that.
Hey, can anybody do us a lookup real quick? I want to see what the application for this AC Delco filter is. It is a 25011 PF53. Will that fit?
That looks like a short version of the...
It does. I think it might be a stubby version of the Slant 6 one. The one it's on, it's a great big one, but...
Dean says he's permanently grounded. That's why he doesn't fly off the bottom of the earth.
Oh, that's good.
See, the flat earthers would think you'd fall off. The previous owner put his whole family and more in the car at one time, so he needed the low rear end gears with the 225 Slant 6. Oh yeah, and a 225, that doesn't like to wind up either. Yeah, Chryslers I think had 410s. Oh, and I know the Fords, like the 9-inch Fords, like that 57 Ford had, they were 411s. But I never counted the teeth, so that might be the same thing. I don't know.
Okay, let me read Mexican Spec.
Oh, he's got a thing. Okay, we're gonna put this up.
250 11 520
PF53.
Okay. Maybe I should punch it into my phone. If only I knew where my phone was. Oh,
I don't know.
I don't know. It's probably in that purse sitting on the back of the car. Boy, the car looks shiny from here, doesn't it?
It sure does look shiny. Well, you know, when we were working on it, it was kind of just dirty the way we got it. And then the birds pooped on it, and we left it like that. So it's looking pretty bad. And you washed it that day. The day you were in the car wash, and the guy thought it was a Fairlane. Is that a Fairlane?
Yeah.
It really looked good that day. And that's all on a video. I mean, that's it. You can all see that. Mix and match those parts to lock here. I need that number. Okay, so put that up. Feather duster, I think, at least had a 410 and a manual. You see, it's a 94 to 2007 Dodge Ram 1500. 93 through 07 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Not sure what that's about. Mexican Spec, AC Delco, PF53-12 PK oil filter, blah, 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 a whole bunch of numbers. Oh, we want to know if it fits a Slant 6. Can you put that on a Slant 6? JB says, car looks really good. I love 4-doors. I have a 4-door Valiant. I may make it into a 2-door. The reason I make it into a 2-door is because I want to make it into a ute. You know, like an El Camino, like they have down under, and we never got them. I don't know if I got the guts to cut into a car that's that straight, but I may. Yeah, she liked that car. You know, that car, everyone here's probably heard the story, but JB, she got that car from Uncle Tony from UTG, and then he got it from Mopar Al, and neither of them drove it much. But then Mopar Al got it from a Cuban restaurant, And it was a sign in front of the Cuban restaurant, like for 10 years or something. So it sat there as a sign for a restaurant all those years. And now it's driving again. AC Delco PF53 Professional, engine oil filter, select. Oh, this is what the Jeep and all that business is about. 2010 to 17 Ford Escape. 13 to 17 Ford Focus SE and Jeep. Walmart.com.
Shoot.
I wouldn't. Yeah, because you don't know how that's going to flow.
Yeah,
Because we had the ones here for the Rotax 912, and they screwed right on there, but I was afraid to run it because I didn't know, there's a bypass valve and everything in there. We don't want to make that mistake. Yeah, but Kim, I know we have a new one for a slant 6.
It might be in a
And I know I didn't change oil on that yet.
Well, we could get one tomorrow.
Yeah, just don't pour it. Just don't. You can pour new oil in, just don't start it, Let's see here. PF20. PF20, not sure what PF20 is. Oh, Chewy. It's past the witching hour for me. Good night, everyone. Good night, Paul. Thanks for hanging out for a while. Have a good night. Plus, it fits a wide range of vehicles, including popular models like the S10, GMC Safari, and Cadillac DeVille. I can jump through, follow David Lee Raw. All right. Fits Ford and GM vehicles, so just get the, yeah, right. I know we have one around here, and I'm thinking it's probably in the back of the Valiant. It's probably in the trunk of the Valiant. 373 was the standard Ford Ranger 2.3 gear ratio. What's that all about? Not sure why we need to know that. The rear end in this Dart is from a Ford Ranger, the small Ford Ranger, but it was a 2.9 V6. And I think it's a 240 or a 345 rear end. I think it had a tag on it that said 345. Because we had that rear end up on a bench for several hours while we cut the spring perches off and put spring perches on for the Dart, and put the shock absorber mounts on it for the Dart. And then we mounted it in the Dart. It just fell into place like it belonged there. The right tread width, everything. It was just, couldn't have gone better. It's amazing. And yeah, and of course we got the angle right, so the drive shaft is not, it's not goofed up like this or like this. It's correct. And when you go down the road, it's smooth and quiet, no vibration. It's nice. Dean says 345 for sure. Yep, that's what the tag said on it, was 345. That's what the book said was 345. So we guess that's what it is. And when you drive it, that's about how it feels. It feels like it's a little lower than the original one. AC Delco PFL 400A gold engine oil filter for a 225 slant 6. I don't remember what we bought. I would bet, knowing me, I'd buy the, I know I didn't buy what I usually buy, which is the AMSOIL top of the line. Because I did put AMSOIL in that car, and we were at Walmart. I probably got the whatever the STP, they have like two price lines, so I probably got the more expensive of the two. Could be the STP filter. Could have been an AC Delco. I don't remember. It's a while ago. And I planned on changing the oil in that Valiant and driving it to No Name Nationals, but now that we're not taking it, it just got pushed. And it's sitting there. Stock Dart 19X was $391. Stock Dart 19X was $391. This one, Kim, what did you say the rear end ratio was for this Dart?
Sequential 345.
No. What was it when we got it.
I thought it was 323.
Yeah,
but
we thought it was a 323. Oh, that's what I got. I bet I got a Wix.
we opened it up and looked at it, but I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, Wix. I used to get Wix all the time, or I get one at Napa that was the same thing. And they have two different lines, so I used to get the better one. But I could have bought a Wix, because if they'd had that Walmart, that's definitely what I would have picked up. Yeah, and the Wix, you can get the Wix. What do they call it? The Wix Gold or something? It's just like the Napa ones. I really don't remember, because we were in the back of Walmart looking, and we really went grocery shopping, and we were at the far end of the store away from where the food is. Bought some oil and a filter like months ago. RG engine, 198, 225 cubic inches, moved to 323 and 63. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Because this is 323 and it's a 66. And we thought it was a 323. But it sounded like a grinding machine. Like every bearing in it was worn out. Basically, all the ones I approve of are made by Wix. What about do you ever use the Amsoil, any of the Amsoil products? Like my Ford van and my Mazda, I run the Signature Series Amsoil, and for a while I was doing tests every 4,000 miles, and I was running them up over 16,000 miles, and I always get the return on it was always keep running it, keep running it. Well, I get to around 16,000 miles, I go, nah, something just seems wrong about that, and I drain it. And my Amsoil guy goes, you're wasting your money, but I go, nah, I don't know. But the samples were always good. I've and the additives had not dissipated at all, and because it's direct injection, at least the Mazda's direct injection, it never had any contamination from fuel. So I did that for a while. I'd like to switch over to a different oil, one of the so-called full synthetics, which are not 100%, and do some oil samples with those, because I'm not driving anywhere near the distances that I used to. I used to start that car up and it'd never cool off for thousands of miles. That's really easy on the oil, just down the road. No cooling off and no moisture or anything. I think Napa's own Gold is Wix. That's what I think. You can tell because they actually feel heavier. I can't remember.
Sorry about that.
I can't remember when the 198 came out. I never come across any Amsoil filters for my applications. Really? I don't know what the applications are. Dr. Go, good evening. It's okay if you're late. We're just people come, people go. Drove 550 miles today. You drain radiator fluid and replace it with water. Do you do that at the track, or can you just run water for 700? Okay, I have no problem running water for 700 miles, although I'm going to put probably a half a can of anti-rust in it. John Wilburn says that's okay as long as it doesn't have any ethylene glycol in it. They just don't want to slick down the track if you have a leak. So I'm going to do that. Last time we drained it at No Name Nationals and saved the coolant, and then you also have to pull the block plugs, which is kind of a pain in the ass, and drain it. And then we put water in. And then before we left No Name Nationals, we drained the water back out and put the coolant in. I don't really want to do that at the track again. That was not fun.
I think that leaving water in your engine for a couple of days, a week, like putting water in before you leave and then changing it back to antifreeze when you get home, I think is probably fine. I don't think you're going to see any rust problems in a week. Just don't leave it like that.
Oh, says, I expect full synthetics to sneak past. Here's the story about full synthetics. There's a court case that ended up getting settled out of court.
One more.
Ended up getting settled out of court. But in the U.S., full synthetic, the word full, F-U-L-L, means 25% synthetic oil. At least 25% synthetic oil. The rest of the countries, full synthetic might mean 100% synthetic. So, in the United States, any bottle that says full synthetic on it, you can expect it's 25% synthetic or maybe more. If it says 100% synthetic on it, that means everything that's not an additive is a synthetic oil. And as far as I know, there's 2 of those in the U.S. One is Amsoil, and the other is, I think, Red, what are they called? Redline? One of the racing oils, I think, is. But full synthetic is hype. And it really angers me that that happened. So just be aware what full synthetic really means.
Okay, I'm gonna record.
They're probably, just a minute, they're probably still good oils, of course, but they're not the old-fashioned, remember, what is it? What was the synthetic, the first stuff that came out? Mobile One. Mobile One came in a can. That was actually 100% synthetic, but since they went to the bottles, it became full synthetic, and it's, yeah, it has some synthetic in it. Okay, I'll be quiet. Okay, now I gotta be quiet on the set. Change it beforehand, unless you have a nice big 5-gallon container. I haven't looked for the S10, admittedly, for Volvo, the man branded wicks. Yeah, I've never had a problem with wicks filters. I don't know who makes the Amsoil filters. When I had a good Amsoil dealer in Yuma, the guy actually had a shop full of Amsoil products, and he stocked everything. So I just go to him for everything. But here, it's not like that. I got to order stuff and everything. So I just use the Wix filters usually, or the high-priced STP filters are also supposed to be pretty good. JB, things like that make me madder than a wet hen and an omelet scramble. False advertising. Well, it's not false advertising anymore. I mean, some judge signed that, and it was not decided in court. It was an out-of-court agreement between Mobile. Who else? Who's the green cans? Anyway, Mobile was selling 100% synthetic, and the other company was calling it full synthetic. And so they went to court, settled out of court, and that's just the way it is in the U.S. And most people don't know that. They see the word full synthetic, and they think they've got 100% synthetic oil, and they do not. And a friend of mine got on the phone with somebody.
Hey, let me show you guys what I did here. I just used a step bit, like one of these jobbies, right? And I drilled the hole in the housing, and I stuck this tube stuck in there, and I'm just gonna put a hose clamp so it can't drop out. Even if a tiny bit of air slips over there, trust me, it won't hurt nothing.
You don't want to braze that in place.
But it's on the inside of the filter, so there'll be just enough vacuum right here as it's pulling through the filter. That'll suck that. All that blow by will suck right in the engine. That'll be good. It'll lubricate the top end, right? That's almost like a design. We've taken a flaw and turned it into a feature, people. Because that's what we do.
So,
you're not impressed.
Where was I?
You were talking about why full synthetic is not.
Yeah, I know.
A lie. Full synthetic is a lie.
So
we should make a video.
Oh, a friend of mine ended up calling somebody that knows what they're doing at Mobile, and after giving them a barrage of questions for about 15 minutes, they finally admitted to him that it was something other than all synthetic oil. Although they wouldn't tell him how much of it was synthetic, they did admit that it wasn't all synthetic oil. that their Mobil 1 full synthetic is not 100%. So even they admitted it. So once you get outside the U.S., I expect it's something different. I would expect you could tell by the cost of the product. Like if you go to buy Amsoil, and Amsoil has blends. You go to buy Amsoil Signature Series that says 100% on it, it's expensive. And Amsoil has a lot of others that say blend right on them. So they admit it, you know. But I think all those blends are probably high quality oils, like Mobil 1. Yeah, I have one car I run Mobil 1 in because it's probably a high quality oil. But I'm not going to run it 16,000 miles. And the Amsoil, I did do that, but only with oil samples every 4,000 and get it analyzed so I find out what's really going on.
And most people would never get oil analysis done, but you're
Well,
used to
and
working on aircraft engines.
Here's the thing with oil analysis. You got to pay for it. And by the time I've done 2 oil analysis, I could have just changed the oil with a real high quality oil. So why not? You know, I guess, but I'm a R&D kind of guy. So I did that for a long time. And I know that there's a difference in 100% versus full synthetic. Although the amount I drive now, and it was nothing for me to jump the car and drive 2,500 miles, and then next week do the same thing, and then again and again and again. And now, I bet I haven't put 2,500 miles in all our cars in the last year. You know, we drive up to the grocery store or go to Walmart, or
That's about it.
we went down to Dr.Art's one day, and that was
fun.
That was an hour and a half drive down and back. But that's the most miles I've put on my car this year. It's a different world now that I'm doing this and not out flight testing all over the country. The only place that carries Amsoil is like the big truck place. Yeah, you know who carries Amsoil here is a Napa dealer. The Napa store has Amsoil here, but they don't carry their filters. But and they're full retail price, so it's not going to be cheap. But at least I can go up there and get the Signature Series 100% if I want it. But yeah, I don't know. The amount I drive, why should I even do that anymore? That's because the USA has access to really good amounts of natural oil. Dean, UFO, reinventing PCV. That's right. Oil lid says UFO stuff. Oil lid says UFO. Oh, this thing looks like a UFO. I don't think I need the highest performance stuff a lot, but that isn't even made for duration, just racing. My oil and tires, you tend to age out before they wear out. It's like when my son went to Bondurant. I don't know if they still exist. Bondurant driving school. I talked to him after the first day, and they've been driving a Corvette through some track, you know, and learning how to go as fast as they can. And he goes, well, I can tell you, I haven't been through a tank of gas yet, but I went through a set of tires. Like a set of tires in a day. Jeez. George Adamski and Orfeo. And Kim, who is this? Tell me what Dean's saying.
George. I don't know.
She doesn't know either.
Adamski and
Well,
Alfredo Angelucci.
Yeah, I know how to pronounce the first name. Don't know how to pronounce the second name, and I should probably know who these people are because Dean knows more than I do.
Dean really puts us to the task.
Dean puts us to the task.
If anybody can explain Dean, famous UFO hoaxers.
Oh, okay. They were abducted. Okay, so JB, what part of Ohio are you in? May I ask? I grew up in Dayton. Moved to Austin in 2003. I spent a little time around Dayton, but not much. You know where Callan Lake is? I've been to Callan Lake. That was kind of just like a one-day vacation spot for me. I was up in the opposite corner, northeast Ohio, Ashtabula County. Lived in several places. Geneva, Ohio. Geneva on the Lake. Ohio, Austinburg, Ohio, kind of that area. I was there for 15 years. Um, Dean Stevenson says, "I know nothing, nothing." You're like Schultz. Did you see what was the name of the show?
Here you go.
Hogan's Heroes.
This little clamp holds it from falling down, and then I got a clamp, a hose, and a clamp here. So
Keeps it from falling up.
yeah, it wiggles, and yeah, but it's no leak. I mean, tiny leaky.
That Tennessee rep, I don't know who that is. Um, let's see.
I'm gonna record this.
Jeez, back to recording. Quiet on the set. Yeah, Hogan's Heroes. Yeah, Dean, did you have a Hogan's Heroes down there? And see Schultz with I Know Nothing.
Put the 2, 3, put a hose clamp under. Hose clamp keeps it from falling down. This hose clamp keeps it from falling up and rattling off. Just a little bit down. Carburetor.
Yeah, you know, Hogan's Heroes, just like one of my favorite shows. It was just one of those shows where they had all the right people in the right roles. It was just great.
You know, you open it up, really run into the
Yes, I was a member of Hogan's Heroes for 3 years, a local asphalt company. But we got the TV show too, which it made some hay out of a couple of dudes, telephone tagging rumors, all those UFO investigations that came to nothing in Congress last year. Yeah, I have no idea what was going on there.
Oh yeah, they were investigating everything, and nobody said really anything.
Another big shit show. I like General Buckhalter the best. You know, he did a commercial years later that was just funny as hell. I need to find it's on YouTube. I need to find that and post a link to it sometime. Same guy, I can't think of his name right now. Yeah, that guy was great. Well, they were all good. I just all the right people in the right people in the right show. You know, it's just good stuff. And of course, Schultz, man, Schultz. They're all good. They don't fall over. What was that guy's name? I should know his name. General Buckhalter. What was his name? Original Therapy. I watched it all. Let's see. Came down to two dudes claiming inside information that was each other claiming the same hearsay from each other for publicity. Sounds about right.
Getting paid.
Leon Askin. That's right. Leon Askin. He did a commercial that was, for somebody my age, it was a commercial. I don't remember what the commercial was for, but it was it was during Soviet times, so it's Soviet Union, and it was a fashion show. So all the women came out there, and big husky women wearing clothes that were very Soviet looking. It was just even the KGB agents laughed at that. And it's I don't remember what the ad was. Oh, it was hilarious. Hey, my Catholic school times have been described as Hogan's Heroes with nuns. We even had tunnels. I always wondered what they did with all the dirt.
I'm gonna need your help
You're gonna need my help.
just for a minute.
Okay, where?
Uh, on the other side of the garage of about pipe, so I don't want to drag it back over.
Oh man, I remember that day. I was in I landed in Honolulu, Hawaii, got to the hotel, turned on the TV, and that's what they were talking about. His murder. Man, I was just I remember it well. That was in 1978. Okay, I'm gonna be away from here. Kim, you want me to swap cameras or anything, or what are we doing? Okay, I just gotta walk across the shop. I gotta walk across the shop and help Kim.
Oh, the camera, it's not started yet.
Kim wasn't ready, but she's
We're
getting there.
almost ready. I didn't know how long it was gonna take me to get over here.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Guys, don't get out of hand, okay?
Okay, you're on here.
All right, this is our thing. We don't want it to loop, so we're gonna cut it off. That's all there is to it, though.
Sparks.
No, not the same one. There you go. That's how our catch cam's gonna go. Look. It goes like that. Boom.
Okay, explain how this works.
Air's gonna come in here. Air's gonna go out there.
Here, the
Blow by.
blowby is gonna go in there and come out there.
And hopefully
And
any
you gotta deburr that.
oil's gonna drip, kind of stay in there.
You're gonna deburr that.
No, I want burrs in there.
Birds.
I want to be bird.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Go back to live? Okay.
Go back and show them live before you turn it off. You're doing live. Did you turn it to where you hit the button?
No.
Show them that you're live.
See, I'm live. I'm walking back here to the live, right in the middle of Kim's, whatever she's doing. Kim's cutting. I'm living. See, here you are, living. Okay, we're off with this camera. Okay, Kim, you want it just stop recording, or you want it off?
Can you turn it off?
That's the hard button to push. You gotta push it and hold it down. It's off. And it's set on the back of the dart.
Why don't we put it on the camera electronics thing?
Okay, well, there's a fin there. You know why they put that fin on that dart?
To keep stuff from
To
falling
keep
off?
that camera from flying off the side. Okay, let's see here. Where were we? Leon Askin, school. So sad we got killed. Yeah, I'm sure others. But much, almost as bad as when John Denver died. Yeah, John Denver. You know, another airplane accident. Carry on the mountain. Which one did you like the most? Dean, I've been watching an older guy that flies RC planes and drones in, a name I don't know, Corolla, New Zealand. His channel is XJet. Only 31 films to choose from. It's pretty cool. I have only watched it when it comes through Facebook. Yeah, Kim's pretty much ready to drive that thing. He pulled the car out a couple of days ago, and there's a nice little spot of oil on the floor, and we're like, oh no, uh, there's an oil leak, but it's coming from the just from the crankcase ventilation, which really isn't there. So that's what this whole catch can thing, last minute catch can. Make it so it drips oil into the catch can and not onto the ground. We're going to watch it when it comes to Facebook. John Denver failed to prepare after his plane's refit. You know, wasn't the deal with him? It's been years. Somebody else built that airplane, and of course, home builts are all a little bit different. Nothing has to be, I designed my own airplanes from the ground up, and they passed inspection because the inspection in the U.S. is not an inspection on design; it's an inspection on workmanship and the quality of the workmanship. Now, if the inspector doesn't like the design, the inspector can say, "You're going to test fly between this airport and this airport out in the middle of the desert somewhere, and not allow you to fly it anywhere else." So if you come down, it doesn't make any difference. But if everything is designed fairly well, they're just going to give you an okay for a 25-hour fly off within 25 miles of an airport. And once you've done that, you sign it off you get an airworthiness certificate. So that airplane was a long easy, and it seems to me there was a fuel valve or something that was not easy to reach or something. I don't remember what that was, but it seems to be ran out of fuel. Ran a tank out of fuel and couldn't get the other one, couldn't get the fuel in time before he hit the water or something. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what the deal was. But I know it's out there in the Monterey Bay, crossing the Monterey Bay. I've crossed that thing many, many, many times. Fuel gauge is just an instrument, not a magical. Yeah. When I learned to fly, that's one of the first things. She's making noise. When I learned to fly, that's one of the first things I was taught, not to trust the fuel gauges. Can you people hear that noise? The grinding? And she stopped now.
Sorry about the grinding.
No, I don't know if they can hear it. You can see her kind of through there behind my head. It's over there grinding. Yeah, I mean, before I go flying, I look in the tank, see how much fuel's there. I got a pretty good idea. Sometimes you can't tell exactly how much is there, but if you fill it, you know how much is there. And then you know what the fuel burn is, and time and distance. And then if you see something like a fuel gauge going down in a hurry, you go, maybe I got a leak, but yeah, time, distance, time that's on the engine, and fuel burn. Know your fuel burn. I love grinders. Dean says, I spent most of my time with Allied Workforce operating a grinder. Man, I've worked in like a welding shop where I'm grinding and tack welding and grinding and then tack welding and finish welding, grinding, and do that all day. Man, my nose is just full of, you know what that smells like? You can't get it out of your nose for days. Like, just try to wash it out, and it's still, wash my nose out with water to get the steel out of there. It's almost impossible. Of course, I'm probably supposed to be wearing a mask or something. Didn't do that. Got back in the 80s, I was working at a place where I was welding airframes with a torch, oxyacetylene welding, chromoly tubing. And there was another guy that was doing most of the fitting, and then I'd tack, and then I'd finish weld, and then he'd have something else fit, and I'd tack. All that grinding was going on right next to me. So, yeah, I know that smell, the grinding smell. And that was like 2 years I did that. Oxyacetylene welding. I was really good at it. And now I'm just shaky enough that I don't think I could weld with a torch tip out there like that. Oh, man. I'd be welding with a hot tip or double hot tip most of the time on the 035 wall, very thin wall, low moly tubing. I spent most of my time at operating grinder. We did seismic building retrofits, steel edging on masonry infill buildings, university halls of residence. You know, that's some big steel, isn't it? That's like, sounds like the nuclear power plant I worked in. That's big steel. The pandemic brought us lots of nice KN95 masks. Oh, I forgot that number. I first saw KN95, I'm thinking of a Mustang. No, it's a mask. They're good for most things and easier to breathe. You know, I have boxes and boxes and boxes full of masks, and some of them are KN95. Is the KN95 the real one, or is that the clone? One of them is a Chinese clone. I got bunches of those. And then the others, the real ones, I've got quite a few of those. And then there's the ones that just have the two little loops, just the standard masks. Got boxes full of those things. But those leak past the side, but I don't know. Man, it's like 2 years into that, I was still working a place where, you know, it's government, everything had to be masks and all that. And when I first, grinding. Can you hear the grinding? Maybe not. Oh, at first, when I first not wearing masks, it really felt strange to not have a mask on. But so but I got used to it again right away. Then I went to the Social Security office about a year ago. They wouldn't let me in because I didn't have a mask. It's like, you gotta be kidding me. I left. And then I had to go back for something this year. So I had a mask. Walked in, they said, that's optional. Man, that came off so quick. That big 10 line, 90-degree, folded 16 gauge or bigger, up to 8 feet long. Tried wearing paint shop masks to deal with woodlot here during bad pollen. Just couldn't exert myself in an N95. Different specs buff. Either might be possible or fakes. Yeah, I know there's a whole bunch of them that are fakes. I got some that said made in USA, and then you open it up on the inside, it said made in China. Oh man, boxes full of them that said made in USA. And then those weren't N95s; they were something else. N95 is a full medical spec for paint booths. Well, in the paint booth, I always wore the ones that had a mask that had a hose, and it went outside somewhere and had a air pump. Then glued and screwed. People on Social Security may tend to live in closer quarters. People on Social Security, why would that be? You know, I go in a Social Security office. Mostly, I'm the only old guy in there. I went in there. I wanted to change a direct deposit. Yeah, I'm on Social Security. I want to change a direct deposit to a different bank. And if you do it online, it takes 90 days. And if you go in the office, they just do it. So I went in the office because I want to get it done. And they threw me out because I didn't have a mask. They didn't let me in the door. So I did it online. But almost all the customers in there are young people. Tim's still over there. Do you hear that? Still grinding. K95 is easier to breathe through, a bit less protective, good for tropical wood dust and pollen in cold season. We're about to get our old masks out. Up here in Colorado, we're getting smoke from the fires in Southern California. Yeah, that's an annual thing, isn't it? Yeah, if you ever watch Blanco Lirio channel, it's Spanish, Blanco meaning white, Lirio meaning, what's Lirio? Blanco Lirio, white lily. But that was his wife's channel, so I don't think it means anything what he's doing, but he covers the fires and a lot of flying stuff. He's a former Air Force pilot, firefighting pilot, airline pilot, still an airline pilot, 777 pilot. So he's an interesting guy to listen to. He's got a pretty good sized channel, but he covers all the fires and everything in California. Kim, is that grinder still running? Well, I hear some motor buzzing. Oh, okay. I do keep some masks around for the shop. Donated some when a certain dude left the hospitals in short supply. Huh. Yeah, I'd never worked in a hospital. That's not a place I'd want to work. I've been in hospitals because that's where the ambulance took me. I've been in hospitals after accidents and when I had pancreatitis and I guess when I was born. Oh, when I had my tonsils out when I was 4 years old. Now, there's an interesting story. I was 4 years old, 1958, and I get my tonsils out, and then in the morning, then we had to stay in the hospital after that, and I'm looking out the window. Little kid, 4 years old, looking out the window. And if any of you know what a Henry J is, it's a car that had a little whoop-de-doo fender on the back. Well, I knew what those were. And there was an ambulance outside my window where I was staying in the hospital. It was a Cadillac with like a 53 or 54 Cadillac, and it had those little whoop-de-doo fins on the back with a taillight up there. But it looked kind of, I thought it was a Henry J, and I told my mother, look, the ambulance is a Henry J. I was 4 years old. And she just shakes her head, and she goes, no, that's too big, it's a Cadillac, but, you know, I was 4, all cars look big. So that's the day I learned the difference between a Cadillac and a Henry J. Man, I was into cars when I was young. I do keep some masks in the shop. Okay, got that. The whole story about those would be considered political, but paint shops had supplies. The hospital didn't. You know, paint shops, man, I guess what I wore in paint shops was just not the same thing. Because I wore the ones in the paint shops that had the big screw-on filters. And then later,
You're gonna make noise.
I had a grinding, that's why I stopped. Later, I had the one that had an air pump that was outside the booth. And then here I paint with waterborne paint. I don't even care about it. You don't even, it's, first of all, it's heavy enough you never breathe it. It doesn't smell like anything. And if I ever have a fire, I just shoot the paint gun at it. Because it's water. Oh, Kim, what was that? I smell it. Whatever you ground, I smell it. What's this? Dean, did you get what's all this ice cream stuff? I missed something, Dean. They had the same profile. Same profile. Maybe that's from the hospital. Oh, just the mask as opposed to breathers. Yeah, once I was shooting paint that had activator in it. I don't want that in my lungs. So I had air from outside the booth fed to me until I was brought home from the hospital and my
That
grandma.
stuff stinks.
Yeah, it stinks. I told you that.
Man,
She ground something that just filled the air
rubber, old rubber from that
filled the air with stink.
stinks.
You were grinding rubber over there?
I hit the rubber with the.
Oh,
grinder.
you just bumped the rubber with the grinder. Yeah,
I
that
mean,
stinks.
I more than just bumped it. I ground on it for a second, but I didn't think I hit it that much. Man, it stinks.
Okay. Me too. I was brought home from the hospital in my grandmother's 73 GTO 404 speed. She bought new. I later ended up with it. The salt had gotten to it and the gas tank fell out. And oh, that's bad. But when someone takes your tonsils, you get ice cream. Oh, the tonsils. Man, I remember this so well. My brother was 3, I was 4. We both got our tonsils out.
Oh, it stinks.
We both got our tonsils out
Stinks.
same day.
Same day.
And the
Dude,
doctor
taking
said,
them out.
just let the kids eat what they want to. And I was eating the ice cream and that kind of stuff. My brother goes, I want a grilled cheese sandwich. So my mother, taking the doctor's advice, gave him a grilled cheese sandwich. And you know what happened? He had a bloody mess going. And the doctor said he'd never heard of a kid that had tonsils out that wanted anything but ice cream and like
Jello.
soup or Jello. Yeah. So that was a new one. So,
Dumbass kid.
1958. My brother ripped his whatever tonsils, stitches, whatever out. Yeah, I brought my son home in a 1969 Camaro, and that Camaro had a 307 and a 3-speed on the floor. It was very lightly optioned Camaro. It had a 307 3-speed and an AM radio. The back seat folded down into a little deck. I think that's the only options. It had little tiny hubcaps. It was a perfect car. We bought it from somebody that had it, kept it in a garage since it was new, and it had like 70,000 miles on it, maybe like 68,000, something like that. And it was only a few years old. So he came home in that car. I came home from the hospital. My parents brought me home in a 1-year-old car, a new Ford they bought. And it was a 1953 Ford. Had a flathead V8 and a 3-speed on the tree, overdrive. And so my first ride was in a flathead Ford. It was a year old. To me, that's just amazing. That shows how old I am. Stanky, yeah. Your brother born in Cheesehead State. My brother now lives in Kansas. Out there where Dorothy got swept up by a tornado.
Later.
I've been to his house so many times from Arizona, driving up Highway 54, which is a U.S. highway, mostly 2-lane, and it says right on it, Yellow Brick Road. It's the Yellow Brick Road. Although there's no yellow bricks. Kim, what you doing? Why don't you have a camera on?
Well, see what happened was.
Olive says my first ride might have been in a 68 Skylark or maybe a police cruiser. He just has to click his heels together. Hope he's not wearing spurs. You know, there's some kind of regulation I remember with when I was learning to fly that you're not allowed to fly an airplane with spurs on. I always wondered how that came about. They passed that law for a reason, or I don't know if it's a law, regulation. That was passed for a reason. I always wondered what accident occurred because some pilot was wearing spurs. I'm feeling old. My car is older than Jay. Dean Stevenson, 58, PA, Vauxhall Velox for me. Oh, that's when you sent me the picture. Vauxhall Velox. Do they pronounce the H like Vauxhall? I always thought it was Vauxhall. Maybe it's Vauxhall. Maybe I've been pronouncing it wrong all these years. Our family always had high performance oddballs. My grandparents' first new car was a 56 Chevy Beauville. Oh, that's a Canadian car, isn't it? Bel Air wagon with every option, and a dealer added 2 4-barrel carbs. Dean Stevenson. Leonard Skinner. Lane? Yeah. Almost every safety rule is because some fool did it. Yeah, that's right. That's why I always wondered why there was a rule against not having spurs on in an airplane. I figured somebody crashed an airplane because like the spurs hung up in the rudder pedals or something. Who the hell knows? How did that come apart? Vauxhall Velox. Okay. So I was pronouncing it correctly. Vauxhall. See, because I knew people from England when I was a kid. Their father had a job in England for a while, and they came back and they had a Vauxhall. So when I was a little kid, I knew what a Vauxhall was because they always explained to me they had a Vauxhall. And then Velox, that's something new to me, and that's because Dean Stevenson is explaining to me what a Velox is. Kim, where did all the cool air just come from?
AC finally decided it's hot here.
Oh, okay, because I can feel it. Maybe we can turn that off.
Why?
Well, or turn it up a notch or two. There's no reason to make it cooler in here. Just waste some electricity.
I'm roasted.
Oh, okay, then leave it on.
Thank you. I'm making noise again. I'm going to try not to make...
More noise. More noise from Kim. Big noise. That probably shut the mic off. JB, they traded in on a fuel-injected 59 Chevy convertible. My mom still has it, but FI is long gone. She has had that in a 59 Biscayne two-door business coupe she bought for her retirement. You know what? Ray, 59, what is he, 59 POS? He was in here earlier. He comes to No Name Nationals every year in his 59 Chevy. He's got a 59 Chevy he's had since high school, a lot of years ago. And he's got a big block in it. I think it's a 454. And it just looks like it belongs in there. He races it. And he drives it on the street. He drives it to No Name Nationals. It's a great car. Kim, you better not hum that tune. You get a strike for copyrights. Oh. Follow the yellow brick road. Yeah. I can't speak for the Kiwis, but in Oz, that's pronounced Vauxhall. Vauxhall. Felix. Dean Stevenson. Cabo, you're probably right. You know I have an accent. You know what I need? More water. Oh, the air conditioning just shut itself off. It knows. The air conditioner knows. Okay, what am I going to pour in my drink now? Reach in and see what comes out.
How's everybody doing? I'm sorry, I've been so busy, and I would turn the other camera on, but the
Dragon.
problem with that is I'm moving around so much.
You need like one of those headlights. You need a camera.
Oh yeah.
That value terrible because I'm walking around looking and busy and clanking it on the underside of the car and everything. Yeah, I know I'm goofing off. I'm sitting here just enjoying the chat. You're doing all the work, which is what we always seem to do. This is going to change though. When we do the aluminum car, I hope Kim sits here a lot.
No, I'm going to be carrying a camera around. We're not going
Oh,
to be
you're
able
gonna
to
be
stream as much.
Oh, why doesn't
We'll try.
open?
Give it to me.
No,
Okay, you're going to do it?
I'm not weak. I'm just struggling. There. It's just slippery.
Okay. Slippery.
Okay, let's see. The 59 Impala was given to her for college. Can we put these somewhere? I'm afraid these are going to get hurt.
They go in the car.
Well, just plaster them on the side of the car. Just stick them on a quarter panel.
Yeah.
Okay, they're on the back of the car. Well, I'm mixing a drink. Mixed drinks. A mixed drink, which is passion fruit powder. It won't open. Why won't this open? Oh, you just something went flying on the floor.
Yeah.
Passion fruit flavor powder in the water. I think that's all. Then screw the top back on. Yeah, water with an additive. You can use it in your dart. Oh yeah, we're gonna put passion fruit in your radiator.
That sounds good.
They'll look in there and see that red and they'll go, "That's antifreeze, drain it out." And then I'll get under the car and I'll drink it. I'll drain it out into my mouth and they will freak out. You don't think we should be focusing on that?
No.
Okay, the 59 Impala was given to her for college. Grandparents bought a 62 Olds 98 that was fully equipped, including rear buckets and console attack. Man, see, that's the kind of thing. Oh, man, that'd be a nice car. I have a lot of things, including Vauxhalls, because old Matchbox cars were from England, so there's a lot of cool things. Kim wouldn't be ready for No Name National if it weren't for these lives.
I think you're right.
Ethylene glycol, well, it sure makes it more pleasant, doesn't it?
It makes the time goes quickly. I don't realize, and then I get lonely and bored, and if I'm by myself, and then I don't work anymore.
If I'm just up here,
Look,
she's in a good mood.
it's coming together. I got this. Yeah, I just like having.
She's
company.
in a good mood if I'm up here. If she comes home and I'm just down there sleeping or watching YouTube, she's not always in a good mood when she comes down there. She goes, "It's so much better when you're up there." Okay.
Yeah.
And sometimes I help her, and sometimes I don't. Mock UTG, Buff, you're gonna die. That's ethylene glycol. No. I fill it with water. And sugar-free dragon fruit. Well, I see. That's what they're gonna think. Yeah, even if I mixed like pure water, good water, and dragon fruit drink in the radiator, even if I flushed it out, I don't think I'd put any of that in my mouth. You're actually going to get tons less done for lack of car people to hang out with here. Well, one night, I haven't seen him in a week or so. Barrows saved us a lot of work because he just, he's in Idaho and he just nails a problem right there. And he was thinking completely different than us. Way differently than us.
Yeah, and he had experience that we did not. And he heard the noise that car was making, and he said, "Are you sure that timing belt was put on right?" And we said, "Well, we didn't put it on, but it looks new, and there's no timing cover, because they didn't even bother to put the timing cover back on, so it wasn't done by a professional." He said, "That sounds like it might be valves smacking against the cylinders."
Against the pistons.
So I went down there, and I lined up the marks, and it wasn't right. So we got the truck running. It's out there. once we're done with No Name Nationals, I got the fuel tank ready. We're gonna take it for a ride. Proof of concept ride, because it has the distributor from an air-cooled Volkswagen 1600cc engine, because all the electronics are removed from that.
That engine runs great. They traded the Olds in on a 66 El Camino, one of my favorites, with a 396. After my grandfather died, my grandmother's last new car was the GTO. She parked the El Camino in the pasture, and sadly it rusted away. Oh, yeah, I had a 66 Chevelle, but it had 283 and a Power Glide. But it's just a car. It was a wagon. That was my go-getter car. Geez, I used to haul engines around in the back of that station wagon, and I had air shocks on it. Remember the old air shocks? And the back of that wagon would be way down. When I had a big block Ford, I had a 427 Ford in the back of my 66 Chevelle wagon, and I had the air shocks like pumped all the way up, and the air shocks go up like that. That bracket at the top, I bent the brackets on both those air shocks. You know, the brackets on the car, because I had so much of a load on the shock.
They're air shocks, you dummy!
They were never meant to take that much load. No glycol in my old bombs. We have a local product, which is almost perfect clone to Chrysler corrosion inhibitor from the 60s. Really?
Yeah, and they were experimenting with aluminum blocks in the 60s, so that was important stuff.
Yeah, and you probably never get cold enough. Here, if we don't put coolant, it's gonna freeze in the wintertime. So.
You mean antifreeze?
Yeah, antifreeze, coolant, same thing.
No.
It sure is.
No.
I know, your mind it's not, but when you buy coolant, you're gonna get antifreeze. You're not gonna get some special cooling shit. It's antifreeze coolant. And you mix it 50-50 or less. Don't mix it more than 50-50 unless you really have to, like go like the 50 below zero or something. There's teamwork, there's just morale about doing stuff alone sometimes. Yeah, and when she says, help me, I run over there and I help her. Can you email me some Tavo? You're just emailing a short distance across a little ocean. It should work. Fill with clean water and add about a pint of the inhibitor. Here, I'm gonna find, where is that stuff? Where is that stuff? Yeah?
Had to move it.
Yeah, it's not where it was. It's
on the other side of the garage now.
On the other side of the garage.
Had it there for
water can be coolant, but if you buy the bottle and it says coolant in it, it's ethylene glycol. Okay, I'm going to walk across the shop. I'll be right back. Kim, you left too. We both
I didn't
left.
realize we were doing a thing.
We both left. Where did you put this stuff? Where did you put my rust inhibitor? Kim just moves things, don't mess with me.
Did you find it?
No!
It's over here. One. It looks like not breakable.
In an environment where we didn't have to worry about freezing, this is what I used to run. It's called Stay Clean. It's put this stuff in and just disappears into the water, and it's pink, but this little bottle in a whole system, it doesn't really look pink anymore, and you never see any rust. So I think I'm gonna pour probably a half a bottle of that into Kim's Dart before we go, after we flush out the system. Tim, it's that time, bedtime. The dog alarm clock went off. Getting the eye. Dog knows. The dog knows. It's time.
All right.
Thanks for stopping by. Have a good night. So yeah, I'm gonna drink this, and I'll put this in the radiator. Never gonna drink this. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna open this, see what it smells like. Oh yeah, it smells just like it used to. This is old, but it's new. Yeah, I mean, new old stock.
Old stock.
New old stock, which means it's not used. Yeah, and then I don't want to have ethylene glycol over there. And when we get back, we'll start having colder weather before too long. And so I'll have to flush that out and put some, I don't even know if I'll flush it. We'll just drain enough out. We can stick half a gallon of antifreeze in it.
Can
Or
you
more
mix
than
up-
that, probably a gallon antifreeze.
Can you mix up some
Can
bottles?
I mix up some bottles?
Simple Green. Here's
Sure, I can do that. Did
funnel?
you bring the simple green?
It's right there on the shelf. All right, there's another bottle. I'll get the
There's,
other bottle.
yeah, get the one that isn't open yet. And, oh, we got water here. Does anybody, let's see here. Then tell us what it tastes like. No.
Tastes like death.
I know what it smells like. You'll end up like the hitman on Dumb and Dumber.
Right back.
Do any of you use Simple Green? This is a Simple Green concentrate. You can buy it not concentrate, but I buy the concentrate. Then I refill good spray bottles. I used to refill bottles like window cleaner comes in. But those bottles, this part, the squirter, they give up pretty, like one refill and they're dead. So I quit doing that. So I put in some Simple Green. There's this sometime, all the time, Barrow's Garage and Auto Salvage Outlaw do something, I don't know. I gotta move my keyboard away. And then I'm going to, this bottle's really full.
What's wrong?
This bottle of water is really full. I don't want to make any mistakes here.
Oh, you're doing it right on the desk with the keyboard.
Yes, with the keyboard here.
Okay.
I'm going slowly, but that's still... I'm trying to show everybody what I'm doing. And I don't want to do it on the floor. Although I might do the next one on the floor. Just because the risk is high. Take out the funnel. Put the squirter gizmo in here. So, about this much concentrate, about this much water, and we use this to clean everything. Although if you use it on windows, it streaks. It's too rich for that. But we clean the most grody black grease off our hands, and this works. Works quite well. And here's another one. It's not simple being green or something like that. What? It's not simple. They have Simple Green in Mexico. Oh, this is one that the thing broke. And I patched it with this. I added a section of tubing. And then I had to cut this end on an angle. See, I fixed one that was no good. Okay, I'm going to do this one on the floor. Just so I don't have to risk the keyboard. It's better than being Univision mentally friendly something being. I got soaked that day we went, and Kim did the video on when we got stuck, and she didn't show it on the video, But I tried to pour gas in the side of that car with that stupid safety gas can, and that gas went all down one of the legs of my pants, into my shoe, and I got soaked. I mean, soaked with gasoline. So I came home. I didn't let the pants dry enough. I washed them in the washing machine. Then the washing machine smelled like gasoline. So I washed my stuff a second time, and the second time I put some Simple Green in it. And that got rid of the gas smell. But, man, washing my clothes with concentrated Simple Green, you know that's bad. Kim, what did you just spray?
Been paint.
It's something that smells like it could have been paint.
Carburetor cleaner.
Oh, it smells like a mixture of paint and carburetor cleaner. So, why are you mixing paint and carburetor cleaner? Why don't you use gasoline like everybody else? Because if you catch yourself on fire, I had a tiny bit of Dawn dish soap too. You know, Dawn works quite well by itself. And the problem up here is we don't have any water. The only water we have is like what we bring up here. One of these days we're gonna dig a trench from the house up to here and run water pipe up here, but that's a big deal. So I just do this. You just spray a little. Wipe it off, and we call it good. But when I get home, the first thing I do when I get in the house is go over to the sink and use the Dawn or similar product. I don't think ours is Dawn. It's some kind of a blue dish liquid. I wash my hands with the soap and water. They have a slight smell of Simple Green, not much. Can you hear all the hammering? Dean Stevenson said, that's why people called the country the Holy Roman Empire or a can of safety can, because it's never what it says. That's right. That's exactly right. But where is Tony Orlando? I don't just want Dawn. Yeah, I remember. See, now that one I understand. Yeah, the blue liquid dish detergent I'm using now, it's just a generic. It's like half the price of the other stuff. Half the price of the name brand. We get it over here at Dollar General. Cheap. And I buy a big thing of it and I refill my small bottles with it. Because I'm cheap now. You know, I'm Social Security and I got to be careful with money. And now that we're big YouTubers and we made $39, you know, Kim, we're up to almost $40.
Woohoo!
I love it. I love it. I'm watching it creep up a little every day. If they sold Dawn here, I would buy it. It works better than the Mexican brands. It is what it is. I also use the blue version. The blue version. Yeah, stuff we use is blue. But it's not Dawn, it's some generic stuff. So you don't have Dawn in Mexico. See, because when I go to Mexico, like I see all the brands on the shelves. Like there's a place that I go in, you know where I went, I go to Algodones. And go in there and it's a pharmacy, But then they've got all the shampoos and all this stuff that you normally see in a pharmacy, just like in the U.S. And I look at it, and it's mostly the brands that I see here, but once in a while there's a brand that I don't see in the U.S.
I
But
gotta go outside and see if I can find on the husk of the Ranger whatever kind of bracket held this. I don't think it was just floating. I think
No,
it had a
neither do
bracket.
I.
So I want to see if there's a bracket that I can mount in the car. I don't know. I just want to see if I
Okay.
can find it and see what it looks like. So I'll be
Okay,
back in a minute.
you go to the border area, Buff. I live in the, well, and of course that's a difference too. Although when I used to go to Canada quite often because I lived up near there. I'd go in there and right away we had the brands were about the same, but they're all printed in French, and the one side was French and the other side was English. In Mexico, man,
Hey, little froggy!
I think they're both. Are you taking a light with you?
Yeah,
Okay, be careful out there.
find a little froggy.
Okay, maybe you want to take a radio with you. I don't know how far
When
you're
I-
going.
When I opened,
Oh, you brought a frog in here?
well, he fell. When I opened the door, he fell off the door.
Oh, so you're bringing a frog in. Be careful. I don't want him to get loose in here. I want
Yeah,
to
he'll get hurt.
take him outside and put him in a place where he won't get hurt.
All right.
And you know why he's there? Because we got a light on outside. What happens is the light outside, all the bugs are up there. So the frogs crawl up the wall and they eat the bugs. So once in a while a frog falls. Sadly. So she got a frog. But I like the frogs because they eat mosquitoes. That's a good thing. You're raking it in. You go to the border. Yeah, okay. Farmacia Guadalajara is like that. Farmacia Guadalajara is like that. The street blues. Froggy. Yep. Oh, there's a bunch of them. There's little tiny frogs. There's big frogs. And they all hang out. They climb up there, and they're all right around that light where all the bugs are. Once in a while, the bugs land on the wall. When they do, frog grabs them. And they're all right around the light. It took me a couple of days before I figured out why we had frogs all around the light. But it won't be long before it's getting cool at night now. Those bugs are going to be...
One tiny little screw. Sure, it's metric.
A metric screw. Imagine that.
Not metric screw, but a little metric driver nut. Not driver thing.
Oh, okay. So there's a bracket, not just a screw. Huh?
Yeah.
She says, yeah. She's thinking about what she's doing.
Yep. It only takes me a moment though. What I'm saying, I wasn't sure if it was going to be something I could get out of there, but it's. Just
Olive says my garage is in the woods, so I get all kinds of guests there.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
we are kind of, the house is praying mantis out there. My house has really got all, you'd say it's in the woods. There's like trees all around it. And as you get further from the house, it becomes this giant lawn. And then a little further out, I just let the grass grow because a farmer, he and I have a deal. He cuts it. He doesn't charge me to cut it, but he bales it and feeds it to animals. So that's a good deal for me. But the shop is kind of right at the edge of the end of the trees. So from here on that way, it's grass, and from here on that way, it's trees. But yeah, there's a lot of critters here. Careful out there is what they were told on Hills. Man. Yeah. I had a law enforcement job for a while. And I used to give a briefing every night. You know what? That's what I used to say. And it wasn't just, and then they started doing that. I wasn't even aware of that. That's what I used to say. Be careful out there. Most everything was just routine, but everything was different. And once in a while, something would happen. I don't know if I can still talk about that. I mean, it's 40 years ago. I probably can't. Right in front of officers one night, somebody pulled a knife and stabbed somebody. It's like, holy crap, was that a close one? Let's see. And it was in a place where we didn't expect any trouble. Just somebody went nuts. Lucky it's still 80 right now. This weekend is going to be hotter than Hooker's doorknob. You're in, because you're in Central Texas. Man, you know where, if you're in the Southwest, you know where Yuma, Arizona is. I lived in Yuma for nearly 15 years. And, man, I'm just acclimated to that. So, I don't know. I work outside on the flight line. It'd be summertime, and that's like 3 to 4 months of 115 to 122, 123 Fahrenheit every day. And I'm just kind of acclimated to that. So when I hear somebody saying to me it's going to be 80 or 90 degrees, I'm like, that's not hot, you know? Kim's acclimated to northeastern temperatures, and I'm acclimated to southwestern temperatures. Dust Devil Garage, hey, how you doing? Hey, Buff, do you still have your scales? Yeah, they're right over here. Why? Do you want me to bring them? What's going on? I could throw those in the car and take them to No Name Nationals if
Or
you
what?
want. Scales.
The tech guy will have the scales.
Okay, I don't know. Dust Devil's asking, so I'm just responding. Brown beers. I'm fond of the praying mantis. For some reason, they really like my folding sawhorses. It's weird how some bugs like things. I come from a police family. Wrong times to end up doing anything training, town politics. Yeah, that's the sad thing about police departments and law enforcement agencies is the politics. And I have seen so many good cops just quit because they hate the politics. They go drive a truck, or they go start an auto repair business, or they go become computer experts or something else because it's horrible. Orthodaria Navago. What is this, Dean? What, Cam? Nova something Zealand. No, as the New Zealand mantis. Oh, it's the name of a bug. Or the New Zealand praying mantis is a species of praying mantis which is, as both the scientific name and the common name suggest, indigenous and endemic. Stevens, it's on the cover of Love. It's the New Hate by, I don't know what that is. Shihad. Dust Devil Garage. Yeah, I was wanting to weigh the knuckle duster. If that's okay with you. Okay, so Dust Devil Garage. I will add that. Kim's going to be in another car, so it's real easy. I can throw those in on the front seat on the floor, up front. I'm bringing my Mazda.
Wait a minute.
Oh, what?
Zeke is the tech guy. He brings the scales.
Zeke brings his scales. So you don't want me to bring the scales?
Well, there are a lot of extra stuff to haul around. We don't need 2 sets at the track.
Are you sure he's going to have his scales there?
No, but how's this sound? Can somebody try and get in touch with Zeke or John Wilburn? John Wilburn will know.
John Wilburn's not here anymore, but yeah, I could.
Well, we have a couple days.
In the next day or two, I'll find out. If not,
we'll bring them.
I don't have a problem bringing them. We're going to be in 2 separate cars. The first year, we were in my car around there, and Kim put her feet on she just got in the car and put her feet on the scales. But she's not going to be in the car. Well, she might be.
Dust Devil, we'll get in touch with John.
We'll figure it out.
And
it's not
there'll
Zeke.
Definitely be.
It's not Zeke. It's Deke.
Deke. Oh, I'm sorry. I got it wrong. Thank you for the correction, Dean.
Dean's actually saying something right.
Dean says lots of right things.
Dust Devil Garage. But I don't understand.
Here.
But I don't. Yeah,
it's late at night. You're like
Dust Devil Garage popped in at after midnight.
So there you go. I got a.
Look at the time. It's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh no! Shoot!
What do you got? Oh, the
little
bracket.
catch can. I got a bracket, so I
Okay,
figure
how
I'll
are you
just,
gonna hold that together?
well, I figure I'll just slip a piece of something under behind it and make a hanger so I can hang it where it needs to go. I haven't figured it out.
Okay, because I was thinking of some way to. When I was laying there in bed and you were getting up,
Yeah.
I was laying there thinking about how to seal that. Dean says I probably spelt Wong. Wong. Spelt. Mexican Spec. I have to go, guys. Guys, here we go with guys again. There are other videos I want to watch. Oh, DK. That's right. Okay, Mexican Spec. Thanks for being here. Take care. Have a good night. Dust Devil Garage. I work second shift. I don't go to sleep until 3 or 4 a.m. Yeah, it's kind of like us. Our work is mostly here in the shop.
We're the night owls, I suppose.
I'm retired, sorta, I guess. I'm now an entertainer.
Yep.
But doesn't seem like work. Geek. I love cop families. They all have to work through those geopolitical matters. The adios. The politics of the law enforcement agencies is mostly terrible. Yeah, I knew a lot of people I thought were good cops that either they dealt with it their whole life and retired and wish they'd done something else, or after a year or two they leave and go do something else. And then there's the ones that stay there that just seem to like that kind of political nonsense. Dust Devil Garage. I wake up at the crack of noon. Sounds like us.
We are not the early risers.
I usually get up, I don't know, 7 o'clock in the morning, and I do some stuff, and then I fall asleep again. And then I wake up, like you say, crack of noon, 1 o'clock, something like that. That's all since I've been retired, because that's how it is. And so then we're up here at night working in the shop, which is, Kim and I just seem to deal with that quite well. Oh, you're taping it.
Well, in the summertime when it's hot.
Okay, when you finish that, make a little flap so we can grab it. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's a great idea.
Yeah. And then we'll make sure we bring that tape. I'm going to add that to my list right now.
Okay, but I don't have any plans of this ever coming back apart.
Oh, you don't have any plans of it coming apart? You know what'll happen.
I know, but you got to bring the duct tape anyways. Here, this duct tape will go in the box over there. There you go. That's how you seal up an oil catch can. Put it back together with some duct tape.
Duck. D-U-C-K.
Duck.
Duct tape, which is actually, there is a company called Duct Tape, spelled like the animal, but that is duct tape. I remember when that stuff first came out, it was called heater duct tape.
Ah.
And then it just was duct tape. And then the company up there in Ohio, it's Duck, D-U-C-K, and they make all kinds of tape, including duct tape. But all their products are duct tape.
Right, and they have a duck on the logo.
And they have a duck on the logo, that's right.
I know what you mean.
I used to drive by that factory almost every day.
Really?
It's a German owned factory that's in Ohio.
Well, I'm feeling ragged a little bit.
You're feeling ragged. Yeah, you've been working for hours. You see, Kim's got some back issues, which we all know, and neck issues, which we all know. And about 2 hours into it, she starts, as she says, I start feeling ragged. Well, it got worse after the 80s, but back then I had been I have been a scandal rather than a politics just for being there. Yeah, I got out of that business in early 80s. Naps are awesome. I napped all day. What do you do, Desk Devil? Do you have a? Are you retired? Or you have a like a job you work at, or you in business, or you work on your own vehicle, or what do you do?
I've seen Dust Devil work. You don't know who Dust Devil is?
I've never been to work with him. Yeah, we interviewed him last year,
Dust Devil?
didn't we?
No.
I thought we did.
No. Oh, yeah. At the event, we did talk to him.
At
for
the
a few
event,
minutes.
and I think he didn't he. You're hammering.
Oh, I forgot.
Didn't he autograph your van?
Oh, probably, yeah.
You know what we could do is just bring the door to the van.
Just bring the door.
Have people autograph it some more.
I don't think it counts.
No, I don't think we should do that. Dust Devil maps are awesome. Okay. Just like the Rolling Stones. Dust Devil Garage. Good, honest 9 to 5 job. Go to work at 9 p.m. Work till 5 a.m. Apollo 13 type. You know, the best times for me was in the Air Force working all night and working in law enforcement working all night because I slept well. I was awake. I belonged awake at night. It just fit me. And the rest of the stuff I worked at was daytime, getting up early, trying to sleep at night. Kind of struggled with that. But I had some really good jobs, you know. I had some jobs that I really enjoyed. Much more than the military or law enforcement. You want metallic tape. Metallic tape for ducks. You know what? I like to use this 3M 8979 is the number. 3M 8979 tape. And don't get the 8979N like November, because that's nuclear tape certified for nuclear power plants and stuff. It's the same tape, it's just the certification, so it costs more. But 3M 8979, it's guaranteed to come off cleanly after being in the sun for 6 months. And I've used it out in Yuma, stuck on something outdoors in the sun for more, 120 degree weather for more than 6 months, and it peels off and there's no residue, no little strings, nothing left. But it stays put. It is great stuff. You're a CNC machinist. Well, that's pretty cool.
Dust Devils. I didn't
There's
know
another
that.
guy that comes in here. He goes by the name Kitsy Fluff, which has something to do with some kind of gaming, but he's a CNC machinist. He's a CAD operator and CNC machinist, and I met him in one of the aircraft places where I worked. But he comes in here. He's a wicked great machinist, like Ed's Munchings. We make explosive-proof electrical control boxes. Oh, explosion-proof electrical control boxes, I see. Well, you wouldn't have to worry about being an affirmative action hire for being sinner than either, I don't know, the drug war and stop losses made most police culture bad. I'll tell you what made them bad is to fight for the next rank and the next, all that nonsense. Who wants to be chief next? MCCs like I did in, oh yeah, and the backstabbing other officers and stuff. It just, yes. And then a few dirty cops. That's disgusted by it. Dean Stevenson, what are the, I don't know what's going on. Sounds useful, but 8979. Where's that roll of tape? $89.79, and it comes in this olive drab, which I think they call olive. They might call it olive drab, which we use in the military a lot. They also have a light gray, which is kind of a bluish gray, which we also use that in the military a lot. A lot of the airplanes were Navy airplanes, so they were painted gray, and that stuff worked. We put stuff on the outside of the airplanes with it. Stay put. You go out and fly really fast, never have to worry about it coming off. If you want it off, then off it comes. And I think it comes in red and white and black. I like this color, although it's not always available, so I get the gray stuff a lot. This roll is kind of old, but good stuff. So $89.79, and then choose the color you want. Just don't buy the N. $89.79 November. That's what we use in the NICs, like in the nuclear power plant. Wrap it up around to keep any particulates from getting in between like your gloves and your sleeves and all that kind of stuff. Its machine isn't CNC or CAD CAM guy though. Kitsy Fluff is a guy that has a degree in God, what did he show up with? He's a young guy that showed up at the aircraft place. His father bought an airplane, so he wanted a job, so the guy gave him a job and didn't know what to do with him, so he had a degree in some kind of security, computer security stuff. So he worked on the website for a day or two and really cleaned it up. And then the guy that owned the place said, "Here, read this book." And it was about the CNC machine. It's a CNC mill. And the guy had never even heard of a CNC mill. So he spent the weekend reading the book. Came in the next weekend, drew up something, and made a part. Came out really good. So after that, that's all he did was ran that machine. And we just did in 22, I spent 3 months there because we built a couple of wings for some unmanned aircraft, for some big freaking drones. And he did it all in 3D. He did it all in, I'm not sure what he used. I think it was SolidWorks, but I'm not sure. And then any of the machine parts, he made them. And they came out very, very good. And now he has his own shop, and he has a vertical mill and a lathe. I think he has a lathe. I know he has a vertical mill, and he's doing his own work. And he's also teaching at a local, probably a community college. Motor control cabinets. All connected, but the stop-loss troops came back for being used for target practice in Iraq. That's no way to police the community. I don't know what all that's about. Yes, I was thinking about having Kitsy Fluff do some CNC work for me here, which I'll probably have that going on sometime this winter. You run a big 5-axis mill. I'm not a fan of lathe work. And see, I never run any of that stuff. I'm a CAD guy, just because.
It's possible, but that doesn't mean you do it.
Just because I was designing aircraft parts or complete airplanes, I did a lot of CAD. But I never ran the machines, but I knew what they needed. I was amazed because I could sit there in my office and draw up a new part, get it down to the guys on a like a vertical mill, and like in less than an hour, I had a part in my hand, and I was like, man, I can't believe we're able to do this. That was like 25 years ago when all that stuff was kind of new, you know, that we could, for not a lot of money, we had that capability, you know. It was amazing. CNC lathes scare me, too easy to crash. We had a couple of CNC lathes there, but I I didn't run them. The things I could do on my own, sheet metal. Sheet metal and like welding, I could cut chromoly parts and TIG weld them, or stainless parts and TIG weld them. Wasn't very good with aluminum. I was terrible with aluminum. Uh, but aluminum sheet metal, making parts out of aluminum sheet metal and bonding and riveting and all that kind of stuff. Geez, I built so many airplane wings and newly designed stuff, and just enjoyed that so much. That's why I want to do the aluminum car here. We get back from No Name Nationals, it won't be long before I get started, or that's our plan. Of course, things don't always go to plan.
We have some fall cleanup to do, but then we'll be at
The next car, I think, is going to be the aluminum.
Absolutely, it will.
The aluminum car, which will be built kind of like an airplane wing, that kind of structure, you know. But we're going to do it on a steel frame. It'll be a what is that thing you bought? Oh, Triumph Spitfire. We've got a nasty looking old Spitfire out there, but we'll pull the body off of it, use that frame, and build a body for it.
Yeah, our first go is going to be a rebody, and then we're going to go to full aluminum. But first, we're going to do a rebody.
Okay, let's see. I did crash my mill about a month ago. Cost $30K to replace the spindle. Oh! Man. Yeah, a guy I knew crashed a mill, and he cut a groove about this deep into the table before he caught it. I wasn't paying attention. He wasn't working for us. It was somebody else. I think they fired him because he destroyed the guy's table in the mill. I would love to have a manual mill and lathe in my shop. You know, it's like, where would I put it? You know, if I had a lathe and a mill, I would struggle with it, but I'd learn it. But you know who would do well with it? In about a week, Kim would be making perfect parts.
Check back season 3. This counts as season 1, even though we've been doing it for 2 years.
What?
This is an actual season 1, and it's going to end after No Name Nationals. Season 2, we're building an aluminum car. Season 3, we expand the garage and get the mill and the lathe so we can do even more custom stuff. And English wheel and hammer. What's that thing that you hammer that you can... Planishing.
Planishing hammer.
We got a lot of stuff to do.
I really don't care about the
season 3.
What did you just say? What did you just say?
Uh,
Can't think what you call it. The English wheel.
Yeah.
I got a real good friend. He lives up in Wisconsin, but he comes down to. He's like a body man extraordinaire. He'll make parts on an English wheel, you know. So he's and he uses much softer aluminum than what I use. I use this really hard 2024 aluminum, but he uses real soft stuff, and he'll make some really nice big curved things with an English wheel. He's an artist, you know. So he's got relatives in Arkansas, and he says when he gets down to Arkansas, he goes, we're gonna have to get together because they got an English wheel over there. He goes, come on over, and he goes, I'll teach you how to use it. I'm like, man, I don't know. Okay, maybe I will. I still go over there to see him. Let's see. Don't have that duct tape. Have to keep an eye out. Oh, you know where you get it? Just get it on Amazon. Amazon has that $89.79. I would love to have a manual mill. And okay, I already read that. Gonna email you some Spitfire-based Kiwi builds. Oh yeah, I bet those all have compound curves. This car's not gonna have compound curves. It's good. Yeah, I think you're gonna be surprised. Like an airplane wing. I built airplane wings. They look all curved and everything, but there's no compound curves on them. Or if they are compound, they're just enough that you can make the metal do that a little. But if you try to compound 24 too far, it's gonna kink. But you can fake it. And you can actually make it go a little this way and a little that way. It's amazing. It's going to be, what I have in mind is kind of going to look like a late 50s Chrysler product, or some of the other cars. Fins on the back with taillights in them and all this kind of stuff. Of course, it won't be that big. It'll be a Spitfire-sized car. I put the wrong offsets. Put the wrong offsets. I only got a written warning at the Love a Union shop. Jeez. Okay, JB, I'm going to have to hit it. But I'll tell you, chatting with y'all has been more fun than a possum in a persimmon tree. Looking forward to the next one. Y'all have a great one. Great time at No Name Nationals. You going to be at No Name Nationals? You're not that far away, are you? I don't know. Maybe you probably got to work. Yeah, okay, JB. Good to have you here. Stop by again. Enjoyed having you. Take care. Yeah, wrong offsets. You know, the guys I worked with at the airplane shop, I don't think they ever crashed one of those mills. I used to give guys drawings. There was one guy. I used to give him drawings instead of dimensions. I just put notes what the points were, X and Y points. And I could do that very quickly on CAD and just hand him the drawing hand it to him and just send it down to him. And then he'd have it and hand me the part like 20 minutes later. I'd say to him, where do you want 0, 0? He'd tell me, the 0, 0 point, and then I just give him X, Y, and Z from there. Jeez, he'd tear me apart. It's just amazing. Yeah, I have that long 2.5-hour drive to No Name Nationals. Yeah, where are you? Yeah, you're closer than us, because ours is about 3.5 hours. JB, I can't do it. I wish I could. Well, maybe next year. Quiet on the set. Kim's video recording. St. Louis. That's not far. I lived in the West so much of my life till I was 30, Central California. And then Arizona a lot. Of course, Ohio in there too, but Arizona 15 years. And I really never liked the East because of humidity. But being out here, getting to the events, there's so many events out in this area of the world. And I can get to them pretty quickly, and that's pretty nice. When I was in Arizona, everything was like a 300-mile drive, And in Arizona, the speed limit's 75, but 85 becomes a criminal offense. So you've got all this nice, big, huge, straight roads, and you can't really go over the speed limit because they'll snag you, and you don't want a criminal offense. But, in Arizona, as far as I'm concerned, the speed limit should have been 100 or 110 or something. But they'll never do that. Too much money in it. for the state snag people.
So maybe I can do that. But before I can install that, I need to install somewhere. Oh, there it is. And I want to put this. Instead of running 1.16 volts and go, I want to run my wish box with this and
I can hear her, so she might be able to hear me. I don't want it on her video. So I met you at the gas station. Man, what were you driving? Okay, you're off. I hope I didn't come over your mic. I didn't realize how close you were
You
getting.
were doing great. Hey, see if that other camera's still on.
Still on. Oh, this camera.
Yeah, see if it felt.
It's still on.
It is. You guys
And
want to
there's-
see the catch cam that I put in? It's not
Okay,
the most
sure.
interesting.
Let's leave it there.
I'm gonna just dismount
Okay,
the
so
cam.
I don't know if you could hear me and all that because I was speaking very quietly. So what car were you in when you came to the gas station? I'm sure I remember because not many people came out there. Tony invited all these people to come out there, and I showed up, and I guess you showed up, and there was a guy in a, what was he in? A Dodge Challenger. And then Dakota's timeout showed up. Dakota showed up when he was 16 years old with his parents. Okay, there's her catch can. You can all see that on the, oh, there you go. Goes over there. Okay, it goes through the catch can so that, and then over to there. That all makes sense.
It's hanging off the battery by a strap that's tape.
Oh, it's taped onto the battery with that strap. All right, whatever.
Baling wire duct tape?
We were just in my old Ram, but I had pictures of the Duster when it was a shell. Man, oh, you sold that Duster recently, didn't you?
All right, you could.
The Ram. Okay, I get. Sure, I think I remember you. And then we knew you. We met you, and I think you signed the side of Kim's van. You autographed the van because I think we have you in a video. We showed up a couple of weeks after Dakota. Okay. Yeah, because I did lots of lives with Tony at the gas station. Then we did him at his house. We did him in his old shop, and then I think I did him with Tony for about a year and a half, and I went back to work for 30 days, and it turned out being 2 years because the work kept going and going and going. Showed up a couple of weeks after Dakota. No, you didn't sell the Duster? Okay. What made me think that? I don't know.
No, he didn't sell the Duster. I just saw it on his channel a
Okay.
couple days ago.
I don't know what I'm thinking. Somebody sold the Duster.
No, that was.
I know Tony sold the Duster, but that wasn't the one I was thinking of.
No, you're mistaken.
I'm mistaken. Yeah. Don't know. Sorry about that. Not thinking. Yeah, I'm looking. You're gonna have the Duster at
You want to put
no name then.
stickers on? Let's put some stickers on.
Where do you want to put your stickers? You need to put them someplace that you're not going to paint over or replace the window they go on or something. That's a bad thing about stickers, is that
Well, they don't last forever.
they don't last forever and they're interesting. I know, that's why I stuck them on mine on the cabinet over there. Okay, she's coming up to this end.
Oh, you're still on the thing.
I'm
You want
no,
to put one on the
You're still on the
side?
thing.
Where would they go?
I don't know. Well, how's the back window? The back window doesn't need to be replaced, does it?
Yeah.
You can put them down low on the low corners. You remember how I did on the Jeep? I've got a couple of stickers on each side of the low corner of the back window.
Kind of like.
Oh, on the side?
HRA
Yeah,
there
but you
on the
gotta,
side.
you're outside your field of view there. Turn
Okay.
the camera toward that window.
I will. I gotta find the Windex, don't I?
It's the duster that Steve says looks cool.
Where is the Windex?
Oh,
You got 1,000 things of Windex.
We got Windex, and none of them are right where you can put your hands on them. I know there's one on the porch at the house.
Are you for real?
I saw something else on the porch at the house when I walked up here, and it was a bottle of bleach. Why is that on the porch?
I brought it over. It's just water.
Oh, it's just water. Okay. How are you doing the split screen? Oh, Kim's like a cinematography engineer kind of person. I don't know. She set it up so it works, and I have a control here. I can change it to this, or I can change it to this, or I can change it to this. But I'm just pushing a button. She set it up. I don't know.
Whoa. What'd I do?
I don't know, but she did it.
Pressed a button.
You pushed a button?
The time has come to push the button. Does anybody get those crab walk?
Okay, so you need to point it toward the window, which you did, but now we're out of focus. Oh, we're in focus. I guess it's self-focused.
It is. It's an autofocus thing.
Okay, Olive says, gotta be up for something tomorrow. Good night.
Thanks, Olive, for being here. We appreciate you.
Okay, so Kim's got...
Got some glass cleaner.
Oh, that'll help. We're trying to figure out how to live stream the No Name Nationals next year. Well, oh, back off. You're not focused. Focus. Focus. It doesn't... Oh, there you go. Invisible. It's not invisible. I can see it.
Yeah, I can see it too. Seems sketchy. Oh well.
Yeah, you know, we thought about live streaming there, but you know what we're likely to do?
Just join someone else.
It's just do some video, which we'll use later, and enjoy the event. And I do a short a day. I always do it, and I will continue to do that, but I may have them already up, sitting there waiting to trigger at the right time. Probably be already uploaded.
See, I think
So,
anyone
we're
trying
just
to
gonna-
live stream from the event should try to coordinate with John.
With John, right?
Because it's his event, and because they're
And
even though they have good internet,
there's
there's
al-
just a limit. You
there's
can only
only-
do so much.
There's only so much so much bandwidth, you know. There you go.
Yeah. You're better off to just, jump in with a group of people and have a good time and not complicate it. And if you want to be involved in the group that runs the stream, then figure that out this year. Talk to the people who are doing it. Coordinate with them. I mean, I'm gonna talk to those people, but if they've got it handled, that's fine. But more time for me to enjoy myself.
Tavo says I have enough trouble getting one screen working. Yeah, that's how I do my shorts, which Kim
It ain't easy.
videos me on my phone, and I upload it right from the phone. And she does all this fancy stuff. She's the one that set up the studio, turned the living room into a studio, which, living room, I used to go sit in there once in a while and be on the phone, as a place to sit when I was on the phone and look out the window, see the trees blow.
But it was pretty messy.
And it was messy, yeah, because it turned into a storage area, because that's how much I used it. It was a storage area. But she made it into a very workable studio, which is fine with me,
Alright guys, I'm moving you again.
and moving us again.
You're gonna have to be careful because the camera's
Just still
gonna be...
guys, we're trying to figure, okay, I have enough trouble again, okay. Just like 2001 A Space Odyssey. She doesn't have problems opening the pod door. 2001, wasn't that like a lot of years ago? But if you know the... Oh, God, I got the hiccups.
That was a long
Buff.
time ago.
You know the problems that can occur live streaming from a phone.
Oh,
Oh, man, I've never done that.
you
I've
see,
al-
that's the thing, is there gonna be a bunch of people there using the phones, on the internet, watching other people's... it's gonna be
The
it's gonna
only
be
thing,
mediocre at best, and you can't
only
blame
thing
them.
I might do, I'm not going to promise it, is we could live stream from the hotel room and do like a 15 or 20-minute live stream talking about the event. But I don't know if we even want to do that. You know, it's like we go there to enjoy the event, you know, and it's like, well,
It can be pretty exhausting.
you know, and what we do here is prep for the event and prep for whatever else. Kim, what I've been thinking about is if I'm going to be able to run the aluminum car next year. That would be really cool because that's a car I'd be interested in taking.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, I want to build an aluminum car. And I'm not going to build it for No Name Nationals. I'm going to build it to build it. But who knows? I could take it.
I mean, we'd still love to go to No Name Nationals, but that's
Junkyard D, good evening. Or good morning, I guess. We are
hey,
make sure that's good and dry.
yeah. I'm gonna do the inside while I wait for it to dry.
You said good internet last year. Yeah, although you get a lot of people on. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be spotty.
I don't know.
It was good, and they have Wi-Fi, and it works good.
What I really like about No Name Nationals is all the people I see on here and all the people that have channels and everything. I'm hanging out with them and walking around with them, and it's just we always have a good time. And to try to stream while you're doing that is, I don't know.
Don't make
Maybe.
it too complicated.
Maybe. I'm looking into Starlink.
That might work.
Kim's in there yelling, that might work. Kim, why is your back window in such good shape compared to the windshield?
That's how
Oh, that's too bad. Maybe somebody replaced that at one time.
maybe it was in a carport and just the front was sticking out.
Her front window has all that hazy white delamination. It's too bad, you know. Here I am looking at the thermometer again, trying to figure out what time it is. I keep saying I'm going to bring a clock up here, and I keep not doing it.
I'm gonna move that other clock for you.
I'll grab it. It's in the laundry room. And when we're finished here, I ran your load of clothes. So I've got to go in there to put it in the dryer, and I'll remember to grab that clock while I'm in there. Like, yes, I'm in a state of distress. My windshield has that too. Kim, you still have the full StreamYard version. I think she does not.
No, I can't.
She canceled it. Oh, and a couple of cracks. I hope to pass tech. Oh man. I know the little stuff they'll pass. But you know. Yeah, I'd be worried about that. Is the front glass laminated? The rear glass is tempered safe. Is that tempered safety glass in the back? In 1966? Did they do that then? Oh, it could be. Yeah, I always just assumed all the old glass was laminated. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know when they started doing that. Ryan, you have full version? Yeah, we had the full version of StreamYard,
We bought it.
and we
yeah.
brought who came in?
Dougster.
Dougster came in one time, and
I think, or no.
yeah, well, it was Wendy. She came in one time,
The thing that was is it
but that was
not-
it, I think. And for the the struggle with it.
It was not fun for me. It worked good. I'm not against the software. It was not fun for me.
She was more of an engineer those nights than a participant.
I was so stressed. It was just too much. Too
And
many moving pieces.
We just decided not to do it.
Now,
anymore.
we have improved our setup since then. So it might work better now, but it was like, let's just do what we do.
Dust Devil says, after No Name, I'm going to start my Saturday live streams again. I see. That's why you're asking. We'll probably do some Saturday night live streams, but we'll be pretty late. Because when we're doing Tuesday nights are at 7 Central. The other nights we usually start at 10 in the if we're in the shop, it's usually 10 p.m. Central, which is whatever it is all over the rest of the world. This is kind of nice. Tavo's here. It's a weekend. Tavo usually steps in and out pretty quickly, but he's been here for hours. And Dean's always around.
Yeah, thanks, Dean. He's always contributing something, even if we don't know what it is.
So I was thinking of give a discount to both if you sign up off someone else's. Oh, okay. Didn't know that.
Affiliate system sound plugin.
Kim, you've been like rubbing that forever. Oh, so it's like really grody.
It's never good.
Dean is
See all
everywhere.
the streaks, even after I rub and rub and rub.
You have to watch out who you let in.
Yeah.
The people we let in, we kind of know them already. So, you know, Dougster and Wendy. I mean, we know Wendy. You know, Mrs. One-Eyed Cat. Sorry, No Name Nationals twice. You know, we know them. And, yeah, I don't know. There's people in here I'd let in. I don't know why Dean Stevenson's never wanted to come in. probably be an interesting guest. I don't know. We kind of quit doing it. You know, what I decided was to do the picture show instead. And we've had a lot more response to the picture show. People send pictures of their cars and their shops and their faces and their streets and old pictures and all kinds of things. And we've kind of had fun with that, you know.
We could still go back to it. We were still learning, and it was just overwhelming. Can they see what I'm doing? Yeah.
Yeah, you're right there in the middle of the view. Yeah, except now all we see is your back. The back of your shirt. So Kim is... I see what she's doing. AHRA. Colorful AHRA.
And RC Industries.
RC Industries. Yeah, Rick's fun. He showed up here and we had a good time. A full day of fun. Dust Devil says, oh, wait a minute. I got behind. Dean says, I love America. New Zealand is its own internally self-interested, only in its selfdom. Really? I don't know. I had really good customers down there in the airplane business. They'd come up to see us, and my boss would go down there.
Baby.
Yeah. RC Industries. You know what he always says. Just like brand used, baby. He drove the worst vehicle we have. Kim got him rolling. He went downhill and around the shop and down to where we wanted to park this old junk truck that completely rusted through. The body's falling down on the frame. It is as bad as a vehicle gets. And he drove it down there, and while he's turning the steering wheel, He goes, the whole thing's going around. The whole column's turning, so the shifter's going around like this as he's turning. He's really laughing about. We got that on. That's on one of our videos, isn't it? It's either on ours or his. I'm looking for a wireless webcam. We were just talking about that earlier. I'm usually walking home.
Let's have a garage. I'm just looking in the cabinet, and I don't. There, we can put it back to.
Make sure you get one of my new stickers this next weekend. We'll meet up with you down there.
Who's that?
Dust Devil. You know,
Dust
we were
Devil.
going to get stuff made, and I just ran out of time. And by the time I thought of it, it's like, oh, no, we're out of time. We don't have any stickers, any wristbands. Oh, what the heck, you know? Next year, I got to do that.
All right, let's see. I've got.
Oh, more stickers.
I got
a cough drop in my mouth. That's why
I got a one-eyed cat sticker. They're not here
Oh,
anymore.
wow.
Is he here still?
No, I think they left.
I'm pretty sure I got a Junkyard D sticker here.
Does anybody know where the name One-Eyed Cat came from?
I got a Junkyard D sticker. You want me to put that sticker on there, Mr. Junkyard D? And Dust Devil, I swear you gave us stickers. I feel like you did, and I don't see them.
So does anybody know?
I don't see them. There must be back at the house.
Nobody answered me. Nobody replied.
I got a JB's Little Shop. He
I'll
comes
wait.
in sometimes. 6% recycled.
Junkyard D goes, yeah.
Okay, we'll put it on there.
I have had ASO, which is Auto Savage Outlaw, and Rich 220. And all the one-eyed cats following me while I'm running through the southern cemetery. And great laugh. So does anybody know where this name came from? One-eyed cat. Does anybody know the story behind that? 'Cause
Junkyard D,
I didn't understand it till he told me. Now I completely understand.
I can't wait to see him, Dust Devil Garage.
Yeah, why is it one-eyed cat though? This is a joke.
That's
Because the cat really has both its eyes. But why do they call him one-eyed cat?
All right, Junkyard D.
Yep, Dean Stevenson's got it. Yeah, because the cat would get up there and face his back end with his tail up into the camera.
You get a place of honor here on the side window.
So it's okay. She's talking to you. Oh, we got to get your camera back on. There we go.
Put it on there. There you go. Thanks so much. It's just been waiting for a place to go, and it fits right in there next to the HRA symbol. Perfect. Love it. Thank you so much. And it's got the little thing so people can scan it.
There you go. You're on the dart.
There you go.
So what are you doing? Turn it back off?
I'm
What
just-
about one-eyed cat?
Is he here?
Well, no, but I guess you're gonna
We'll
wait
put
till
it
he
on
comes
when
in.
he's here.
Well, you put it on when he's here. Okay.
Maybe, yeah.
The one-eyed cat logo was my idea. Dust Devil Garage, really. You know, once in a while you come up with something
Fun.
that's fun, that sticks, you know. And you did that with the one-eyed cat. The one I did, it's just funny, but I came up with it, was when Dakota showed up. He was 16 years old. And he showed up at the, with Uncle Tony's garage at the gas station, and he was always getting timed out by John Wilburn. He's just over and over and over getting timed out. So they were just leaving, and he goes, I got to get a channel up. And I ran over to the car just as he was leaving, and I said, name your channel Dakota's Timeout. And he laughed, and he goes, yeah, I'll do that. And then he did it. So it's like, wow, I feel pretty good. I don't know why. It's just something silly. But he's Dakota's Timeout. Wow. I actually had a cat with one eye. Very scruffy stray that moved into my house. One eye was badly infected and lost it. But you took care of the cat. It's pretty good. I came up with the logo and Turbo Toms. Ruben from Muscle City Madness came up with my logo. Hey, Kim, can I switch cameras again?
Yeah, please do.
That I wanted to look at Junkyard D, his sticker for a second. Okay. So Dust Devil Garage. Yeah, where do we have that? So she has a sticker somewhere. You know, somewhere I've got some stickers that aren't stuck to anything. Where did I put them? Because I've got a tool cabinet. It was a side box, like for a snap-on toolbox. You know, you get a side cabinet, just has a door on it. I had it around for years, but I don't like these big clumsy toolboxes that have stuff hanging on. So I hung that thing on the wall. And we keep drill bits and reamers and stuff like that. And it's over there. And so it's this big red cabinet. I've stuck stickers all over it. And I've stuck magnets to it. You know, if any of you deal with Rock Auto, they send those magnets out. I got Rock Auto magnets on it and people's stickers on it. Hey, Buff, I have a question for you. Also, Dakota's time in, yeah. He's got RA's carburetor maintenance as well. What do you say, John? I need a gas cap for a motorcycle tank. It's not threaded, just quarter turn lock. Oh no, I don't know. Man, I don't know anything about motorcycles.
You know the model? Where did it come from?
What might fit on a tractor? Man, I don't know anything about gas caps other than right around that here in the U.S. When the heck was it? The evaporative emissions started 1970. Yeah, 1970, and they went to gas caps that had like two positions. So those caps that are like 67, 8, 9, 70, 71, 72, 73, those I kind of know something about them. Other than that, because they don't interchange is why I know something about them, but the cars look similar. Like my 72 Valiant, I can't put a 67 cap on it, but now I've got a 67 filler neck, so I'll be able to do that. But I'm everything else I'm not really familiar with. It's an Italian Benelli tank. Oh man, I have no idea. You know, aren't there forums and stuff for those things? I bet you go on a forum for that and like there'll be like 20 experts.
Uh-huh.
Then you just got to pick out which ones are really the experts. Because there's the know-it-alls and then the ones that really know it all. Kim, what you doing?
Looking at the gas pedal, you know, it's kind of low.
Oh, the gas pedal's low. Yeah, the gas pedal and the clutch and the brake are not harmonized real well. You know what I mean? They're all like, they don't feel like they're at the height they were supposed to be at.
Yeah, the gas.
Although the brakes work so well on that car. People bitch about drum brakes, but you know what? Those are nice. Stuff a red shop towel in it and light it. I don't think Tech would like that. Yeah, you don't want to put that in there. Well, Kim, are you like buried under the dash?
No.
Where are you? Oh, I see where you are. I was looking at you in the camera instead of the turn around and look. Yeah, you're bent over that. I'll just wait till you come out. Can I switch the camera to you? No. No, it's not on you. It's on the back window. Or a flaming brand of multi-cloth. During the industrial strife in Italy, that's what they did. You know, the Valiant, I had a... What the heck? Didn't I have a rag stuffed in the Valiant one night? Just so nothing to get in there, but I don't think there was much gas in it, if any. You know, Kim pulled the tank out of the Valiant, my Valiant. That thing is like brand new. It's inside. It's beautiful. Somebody replaced that tank. Our Austria Valiants are built like that. Clutch and brake a couple of inches higher than the go pedal. Yeah, I don't know. This one really. I pulled, when I first drove this car, I backed it out, and then as I back out, it goes down. I turn and it goes downhill, and it goes uphill out to the street. So I backed downhill, took my foot off the gas and moved it over the brake. And I got my foot under the brake pedal, and then I couldn't lift my foot up. The car's rolling back. You could go way down there into like a bad spot where there's trees. Man, I quickly got my foot out from under that brake pedal and stepped on it. Like, whoops. Almost went for a ride into the trees. Dad had an old 8N Ford tractor. I think it was the same style, something like that. An 8N, they were made like in the early 50s or maybe 1950 or something. Uncle Tony's Garage is your man, JYD. Junkyard D. My Satellite had a shop towel gas cap for years. It was behind the license plate, though. Man, I worked in a gas station 1970 and maybe a little bit into 71. Whoa, Kim, our video's going nuts. Do I look funny? Everybody's seeing me like, oh, it's terrible. What's happening?
What's wrong? I think it's overheating. Let's see.
Camera's overheating? Blow on it? Kim's magical breath. Blowing on the camera.
Is it doing it still?
It stopped. Did everybody see that? Oh, man, that went crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Glitching. Yeah, Dean Stevenson said it's glitching.
Yeah.
Yeah, tough headroom. So, before that happened, I don't remember where I was at. Too much coffee. Hey, Kim, you're out.
Out of what?
Guess what? You need to sit here while I take a break.
Okay.
I need to take a walk for a couple minutes. I've been on here for 2 hours and 33 minutes. Here, just take my seat. Oh, you want a different seat?
Nope, that's okay. Just be careful walking around.
I'll take my...
Stuff
Where's your
everywhere.
radio?
You don't need to take the radio.
I don't need to take a radio.
Well,
What if I
you can
fall?
Well, don't fall.
Oh, here's your radio.
Okay.
It's under this. Is it on?
I don't know.
I'll check it and see. Oh, it's on. Oh, I'm a little unsteady.
Woo! What a night! Well, I got my catch can in. That's really good. And I got the oil drained. And you all are forcing me to get a filter, I guess. We gotta get a filter tomorrow. I drank a lot of coffee today to get moving. Satellite had a shop towel gas cap for years. It was behind the license. Oh, behind the license plate, you wouldn't see it. Whew. Hi everybody. I had a Benelli motorcycle long time ago. The neighbor pulled it out of the shed and said, "You want this?" And I was like, "Yeah." And we ran that thing till it blew up. It was a lot of fun. I didn't know nothing. I didn't know nothing then. It just Sometimes it ran, sometimes it didn't. There's all these wires and carburetors and stuff. You figure out. Okay. Oh, Junkyard D, you weren't here earlier. Oh. The good news is it'll fit in the trunk. The bad news is that it isn't gonna go down a track. Yeah, I got a carburetor. I got that supercharger. Remember I made a supercharger? I got that still, you know? I got the jack shaft assembly that will surely secure me the jump off the line. Really good. This bolts right on the side of a 212, gives you a jack shaft and gear reduction. Not a really nice carburetor, air filter, chain tensioner. Got the chain. I got the another chain cover like you need.
Smells like yes.
Safety tether. That's as far as I got with it. We're still working on the car, so you can't win them all. Use a Fram. Might use a Fram.
That's so interesting.
What's interesting? The cat. You looked at the catch
Oh, yeah,
cam.
you got everything zip tied up. It's looks different, but it's really neat looking. But it's very different looking.
I mean, it kind of just disappears down in there, though.
Yeah, I mean,
If you weren't looking for it, you would just think it was air conditioning.
Somebody didn't know anything about cars. It looked like it belongs there. But somebody that knows something
I'm
about
not
those
even-
cars is gonna look at it and go, "What's that thing?"
I guess I could bring the box in case somebody has issue like trouble.
Oh, bring that box in case somebody has a mini bike problem.
I mean, John changed the rules, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta bring it," and I did. Like all this stuff was all over. I
Got
spent
all
2
these
days.
new gearing and all this stuff, and now we've got.
I spent 2 days getting all this stuff ready, and I was gonna do like a, but I don't have it. I'm too tired. I gotta finish. Yeah, this car needs to be tip top, and every bit of energy I have is going into it. And a monkey bike is just, it complicates things because we need a bigger vehicle to stuff it in there, and then I'm at the track and I'm trying to run the monkey bike and the car. I don't want to put it together at the track. I want to enjoy the event. I want to talk to all the people.
You know what we did? We really enjoyed this. We walked all around. We ended up hanging out with Clint and his wife. Clint's what's the name of his channel?
Clint Street's Machines.
Clint Street Machines. We ended up just hanging out with them for hours, and then we ate with them at Lambert's.
Yeah.
And yeah, we had a good time. It's so enjoyable to just walk around and talk to people, and somebody needs some help, you can help them, or something. I don't know. It's just fun. Just a fun thing. It's a fun couple of days.
Dust Devil Garage. He understands. And I'm sure any of you who have ever done this big last minute push for an event understand. It's like, we could slap it together in an hour. Maybe. No. That's the thing, is you think you can, but then all of a sudden you're like, oh, we need this and that. And I've got 2 other bikes. I've got 3 motors. But like, last year we had to leave the car behind. I cried. I literally cried. We couldn't take the Valiant. There was no time.
We were going to take the Valiant. I just said, it's not. It was the last day in the morning that we're leaving, and she's trying to make it run right. And I go, we can't drive this like this. She's like rebuilding the carburetor again and again and again. Something's wrong with it. No, let's just let's just enjoy the event and go. And that's what we did. We had a good time.
We had a great time.
And we got back. We put a new carburetor on it. Ran perfectly.
And I hope they run the mini bikes again next year because I got everything. And you wait. I know how to make a CDI ignition for a 212, and I got it all, but like it just ran out of time. And I'm disabled. I like there's not enough of that medication. No, that's not true. I could take a lot more medication and I'd be like, but then the crash is awful. It's awful. And I have to.
Yeah, Clint's Subaru repurposing. That's a crazy looking vehicle. And then the Buick engine. Yeah,
Clint's amazing.
This year he's going to have a lot better vehicle there because it's probably going to be running. You know, the Subaru was just a display item, you know?
I think Clint is one of those people that's even more interesting in person.
Oh, yeah.
Like, his videos are cool, but in person, he's super, super interesting. See if you can bring... The problem is the bike is, with the pegs, is real wide, and I don't want to jab it in my back seat. It's going to poke holes in my back seat.
And we decided not to bring the van.
We can't bring the van. It's full of stuff. It would take us 2 days just to empty it out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You can't do everything.
Yeah, we had to make a decision, and sometimes you just have to cut the fat, and the mini bike is like the first to die. I'm sorry. If I was able to get it together, I was gonna do a call out or whatever, but like, the car is enough. The car's enough. Yeah, I even offered the mini bike to other people this year, and everybody kind of told me the same thing, is they were just too busy to get to it. And
so now they've changed the rules, made it more interesting.
I'm really sorry.
No.
They did. They made it really interesting, so much so that the bike I have from last time isn't even... I'm not even going to field it. It wasn't a winning bike before. It's going to be so slow.
It was good in the burnout contest.
It was fun in the burnout contest.
She
Junkyard
won,
D, what gauge of chain are you running? Are you running the 42 chain or the 415 chain, or are you running the big chain or the 41 or the 35 chain? Because I might have parts for you. You could swap out some parts. I bought last year, right after No Name Nationals, I went and bought a real supercharger for a mini bike. A real one. And then in the rules they said no power adders for the big motor, only for the small motor. Well, this supercharger is way too big. Do you need anything? Do you have your tether? Do you have your I got a lot of things.
Just throw a box of parts in the trunk of the Mazda. We'll take them.
Okay.
I mean, we can fit that in. That's not a big deal. Let's go with the trunk, put it on the floor of the front seat.
What size tires are you running on it? Are you running the small bike tires or the big bike tires? See, like Coleman made the 100 and then they made the 200. Which set of tires are you running? Because I don't know if this sprocket will fit you, but this sprocket is for the low gears. And then I've got this whole thing. Oh, I need to cut this for it to be useful for you.
Oh, jeez.
But the way I welded this on here, I gotta cut this back off because this is never gonna work. But this is the jack shaft.
Yeah, that seized up, didn't it?
It did seize. It's free now, but it's not free like it.
Yeah, like it needs to be.
I think I'm good. You didn't use it? You're not using a jack shaft? Man, I wish I just don't have it. I don't have the energy. And he doesn't either. I asked him to come out here and help me today, and We just couldn't get it together. We did stuff. We did some laundry and some housework and some dishes and some.
I gotta get closer because I'm too
He
far back
says
to
I
read it.
can't disclose the tires I'm using. All right. Guys, it's been almost 4 hours.
Where are we at? We're at oh yeah, we're 3 hours and 44 minutes.
I gotta take the old man home, put him to bed.
You know, Kim, do we have any food?
We do have food.
You know, do you know I got into the brats today?
I saw that. You didn't even offer me one.
You were asleep.
I would have eaten it asleep.
I stole 2 of the brats out of that pack and I nuked them and I but that's the last thing I had to eat. So that was like 12 hours ago.
Yeah, it's time to feed him. He's diabetic. I gotta take care of him. No jack shaft. This jack shaft assembly. I should bring it just to show you how it works. Or have you seen the jack shaft assembly that the 200 bikes have? Oh, we have Ozan, Ukraine, Turkey.
Oh, what's this?
Hello, I'm from Istanbul, Turkey. I'm now channel subscribe and likes.
Hey,
Welcome to
cool.
the stream.
Welcome. I'm glad we stuck around a little longer. Yeah, more worldwide members. Wonderful. We have everybody, like the whole world, down under,
Worldwide viewership.
Europe.
It's kind of neat.
Turkey.
Thank you for being here. I'm sorry that the stream is nearly over, but we'll be back another time soon. Junkyard D, we need to discuss as a group with John Wilburn if the rules will be changing next year, or if they'll be about the same. And I think that's also going to depend on who shows up and what they bring and how it performs, because I know he wants to keep it interesting and exciting while balancing safety. So, yeah, this is my Dodge Dart, and it
Let me
is
get out of the way.
a 66, and it is a classic American Mopar. And we put the stickers on it tonight, and we've been working on the engine.
You put the stickers on it tonight.
Yeah.
You know what you did tonight? What you really did was set up the whole PCB system in a catch can. That's
Yeah.
what you really did.
And
The
I drained,
stickers were easy.
I drained the oil, and tomorrow we're getting a filter so we can put oil in it. And then I'm doing some wiring, and then it'll be ready.
What's the wiring?
A tachometer.
Oh, you can.
I'm going
Good.
to wire in a tachometer, because that will definitely help with consistent launches at the starting line. Because it gets really loud, and then you can't hear your engine, and then it's like funny. So, that, and I don't know, I'm losing it
I
here.
know there was something else we needed to do to this car. Oh, I want to check the toe on it.
Okay, any day. Tomorrow we'll get it up in there.
Well, and what's good is the front end's there. It's turned around this way,
Okay.
so it won't be hard to do.
Oh! That'd be great. We can make long form content for your channel.
Well, I don't know how good the content will be, me sliding underneath a car with a tape measure. But I guess. I don't know. I know sometimes I think that's not good content. You'll video it and it comes out okay. So, yeah, we can do that.
I don't know, but I'm fried as far as I don't think I can do any more work.
We've been on here almost 4 hours. So,
Yeah, you guys have a great night. We will be back real soon. Hopefully we'll see you at No Name Nationals, or we'll be sending you the best content that we can possibly make while we are there.
are we going to do a live tomorrow night?
Tomorrow's what, Saturday?
Saturday. A lot of times we do that.
We might, if we can get up, we'll just
'Cause I'll
stream
go-
all damn day.
I'll go right as soon as we're finished here. I got to put up a short, and then I'll set up I'll make a thumbnail and I'll put it up for tomorrow night, and then oh, you can come back tomorrow
All right.
at 4 hours earlier than this.
Yeah, or maybe we'll start early for a change.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who else we interfere with. The thing I like about us doing 10 o'clock Central Time in the U.S.
Everybody else is
is
done.
that everybody else is done, and we got a pretty good crowd in here. So, yeah, we're kind of a late show. What time is it in Turkey? Maybe we'll find out. Yeah, we got people here from New Zealand and Australia and Canada and Mexico. Well, Mexican spec left, but Mexico, Ireland, Turkey, India. Yeah,
I'm gonna feed him, and then we'll be back soon. Probably tomorrow.
I can do that. Be Sunday there. See, that's a good. Saturday night's great because the people from down under, it's their days off, and then they can be here.
Oh, that's right. Tava will be here for us. Okay. Well, that we can't. We have to do it then. We ought to put a headlight in that front
Headlight.
grill.
Oh, put a headlight in that Studebaker. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's sitting there headlightless.
Yep. We ought to put one in there.
We just need to find an old headlight to put in there that's burnt out. Or we could put good headlights in there, and then I could make them wig-wag like this, like when somebody needs a super chat, go super chat, and I could wig-wag those lights. Oh, you think
Maybe.
I'm crazy now, don't you?
Well, I already thought that. Yeah. Yeah. All right, everybody. We'll see you next time. Thanks so much for being here. I apologize if we missed anybody's chat or did not talk enough about your project. We will try and do better next time. We always do.
Istanbul, Turkey. Hello, New Zealand. Yeah, it's good. Oh, man, this is great.
Yeah, it's great that people from different places are here